How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to be looking at the brand new Riftbound Unleashed set. I'm joined by Dimitri RB. What's up, Dimitri?
What's up, guys?
We're going to be looking at basically every card. We're both pro players, obviously professional players. You'll see our faces in the thumbnail of us crushing people. Yeah, professional. You'd call us professionals, right, Dimitri? This is a kind of our gig, our full time job, right? You'd say.
We both have made money off the game, so yes, I guess so, technically.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. We operate at a professional level, and we're about to make another $10 from the ad revenue on this video. So lock in. We're gonna review every card in the
Oh, yeah.
and it's gonna be a good time. Subscribe to Dimitri while you're here, and let's get right into it. First card is Arena Kingpin. Are you locked in? I forgot to ask.
Yes, I am. I don't think this card's good. I think it's, like, fine. It's too expensive. There's not enough utility.
I agree. I guess we should give a little bit of baseline how we're going to grade these cards. For me, 5 is either a card that goes in every deck of its color or a card that defines a strategy of itself. And that's going to be like my top rating. What about for you? What does your top rating look like, Dimitri?
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Ones are cards where you would questionably add them to a sealed deck. Twos are cards where they would be good in a sealed deck, but maybe they fit into some weird strategy kind of barely. Threes are solid, you don't question it in a deck that much. Fours are the cards you want to be aiming for, and fives are the cards breaking the format.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this for me is just going to be a 1. Like I'm just going to
Yep.
flat out give it a 1 and
Yep.
you're also going to give it a 1. All right, cool. Moving on. Next.
Understated.
I don't know. I think me typing in the score manually is going to be really annoying, but we'll get into it. Next up, we've got
Yeah, I mean, you can not. Your choice.
Baron Pit. Baron Pit. Units can move here from anywhere. I mean, this is only going to come up when you use the Baron, so I guess we'll talk about it when we get to that. Let's skip this one for now.
Yeah.
Next card is Inferna. Inferna. What do you think of Inferna?
I think she fits well into exactly Rangar. I could see her also in Annie, who gets those 2 free runes on the opponent's turn as a way to use those early. But other than those two, I don't think she's very good. So I'd put her at, probably a 3.
I
She's decent.
I think any card that's like 2 cost and can score points is at least going to be some level of playable, and one that can at least take out other 2 cost units when attacking is pretty decent. So I'm probably also going to give it a 3. I think 3 is like a bare minimum for like a constructed playable for me. So yeah, cool. All right, makes sense. Simple card.
For sure.
If you need help evaluating this, go watch someone else. All right,
Yeah.
mischievous
Next up,
Mar-
Marai, I think.
Mary mischievous Mary.
Yeah, so hidden. When you play me to a battlefield, deal 2 to an enemy unit here. I don't think this is good. I put this at 2 stars. I'd be surprised for it to make it its way into any real deck. But it does deal 4 total, 2 damage plus 2 might for a hidden card, which is just like on rate. It's fine.
I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't know, whatever.
Sure.
Card.
Yeah.
You got prepared neophyte. If you spent 4 more to play a spell this turn, it has +4 might. What do you think?
This is a Jin card, right? A deck that's planning on playing a 4-cost spell every single turn. I could see it in that because you don't have any great 3 drops that you want to play, and you do need something in your deck for before the turn, like that you have 4 energy. So I could see this. It's probably not quite as good as like a Ravenbloom student though still. Yeah, maybe like a 2,
I think
maybe a 3.
I think this card sucks. I'm gonna give it a 1. So,
Sure.
yeah, I just don't think that
I lean 2.
if you're putting this card out of your in your deck, you really got to be questioning the deck that you're playing. Like, do you really want to be
Yeah.
3 on a conditional, like a card that needs a condition met to be higher than 1 might? Like that's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not great.
What happens on the turn you don't play a spell? It's just a useless card. So yeah, I don't love that. Next one is Revna the Lore Keeper, with ganking. You play a spell if you spent 4 or more. Ready me.
I think this is another 2. I think it's just too expensive. And again, a Jin card, but when you get to this many runes, you just want to be playing spells basically the whole turn.
So I think what's gonna accelerate it to a 2 for me is that it is strong and it's like 7 for 7 is solid, but red doesn't actually have a lot of ganking outside of Vi. This card is uniquely powerful in red. Red has difficulty.
They do get more ganking this set.
They do get more ganking this set, but
Yeah.
compared to what we've had previously, like red didn't have that level of battlefield to battlefield mobility. And so this card has some unique playability where I could see it as like a one of in a certain deck that plays a lot of expensive spells and just needs a guy to bounce around that's like pretty strong. 7 is also a unique number to be at because although, Draven is potentially going to be hit by a potential ban list, the magic number in this format is actually 7. You want to be able to beat Draven, the 4-cost Draven, and you also want to be able to beat Ferris Forerunner in combat for free. So those are kind of the two big ones.
The other things, yeah, doesn't die to Falling Star, doesn't die to Singularity, are also massive.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's why I'm having it at a 2 cost. Like, this is a constructed, playable
Yeah.
in niche situations because it has some unique strengths. All right, moving on. Next one. We've got Sharkling. Accelerate. I like this card, actually. I think anything that enters ready has some niche playability, right?
So this is the same value as Vi, or not Vi, Vayne, where it's 4 energy, 1 power for 5 might attacking. It defends for 1 less. It can't bounce itself to hand, but you can play it slowly for no power cost. I don't think there's any deck that wants this. I think any deck that would play Vayne instead to be able to bounce it to hand. But it's like fine. I'll put it at 2.
I'm probably gonna put it at a 1, but I do like it. I just think anything that
Yeah.
ready is fun, and sometimes
I love a good 1, but I like it. That's a good combo.
I mean, okay, so I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's fair.
We're competitive guys, right? Our review of this set is gonna be a little bit different than like your less competitive YouTuber. Most of these cards are going to be 1s for me. Like, I'm never going to sleeve up Sharkling and go to a serious tournament. Are you going to sleeve up Sharkling and go to a serious tournament? No, I just like this guy. He just looks cool. I don't know. Enter ready.
He's good enough that I might try him in a couple brews. And that's why he's up to a 2 for me.
I feel like
I don't think he'll end up in any of my decks, but I'll try him in a few.
if there was a deck that was just like, man, where entering ready was like good for some reason, gave you a bonus if you entered ready or something like that, this card may come up, like you never really know because it's a cheap unit that has accelerate. So, but yeah, that deck doesn't exist right now. So as of right now, it's a 1. Next card is Smite. Smite, deal 3 to a unit out of battlefield. If it would die this turn, banish it instead. It does cost power too, and is not a reaction. What do you think of this one?
So I want to hear your thoughts on this first, and then I'll answer.
I think this card is unplayable. So here's my unplayable, right? When you're looking for removal in Riftbound, A, you really don't want it to cost power if you can get away with it. B, you don't want it to be battlefield only if you can get away with it. C, you don't want it to be damage if you can get away with it. And D, you don't want it to be low amounts of damage if you can get away with it. This card kind of has all of the worst parts of removal in Riftbound. The only thing you can maybe say about this card that's like decent is it does cost low energy, I guess, but I think this card is terrible, but this type of effect will become necessary in the future due to like Death Knell. What do you think?
I think it's a 3 to 4. I'd put it like right in between those. I think it is a staple in Kaisa specifically. I think it's maybe included in a couple other decks a little, or more so in the sideboard. But deal 3 to a unit on a battlefield is slightly below rate, especially if you have to pay power. Kaisa, it's fine. It's just 2 energy, deal 3 to a unit. If it would die this turn, banish it. Denies the death knells that Kaisa loses to all the time, right? So you can kill a Forerunner and make it not have tokens by using this plus half a Falling Star, for example. So that is so massive of a difference for Kaisa that I think this is actually game-changing for her into some of her Kryptonites in the past.
Yeah, I just personally think Kaisa is a 1 out of 5 deck, so I don't know if you card. It's a 1 out of 5 card.
That's a volley bear player mindset.
1 out of 5 deck. What can I say? But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1. I think this card, it does probably fulfill some sort of niche thing. Like I said, the Death Knell stuff, denying that is critical, but purple does it better. So let's move on to the next card. All right. Next card is gonna be Towering Paraf. They gotta use these words,
Assault.
man.
Yeah, Paraffin. Assault. If a unit died this turn, I enter ready. This is a one for me.
Yeah, should one for me too. I mean, it's just like it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
trying to imagine a world where you'd want this over anything else, and I can't. The nice thing is it doesn't cost power,
Yep.
and the nice thing is it does attack for 7. Like we said, those are good numbers, but resting at a 6 is not ideal. So, yeah. Uh, Next card, Upstage Comedy.
Repeat to ready a unit. I think this is actually solid, but red itself doesn't have much to be doing with this. So I think it needs to be in the right deck that like has things to do with readying units, and I don't know which deck that is for Upstage Comedy. So um I'll put it at a 3, a low 3,
Okay,
but I don't know where it goes yet.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I think this card is fantastic. I think being able to ready 2 units, being able to do stuff, just find your last point of the game is a fantastic effect. I also think that I'm really bullish on mobility cards. I think that mobility cards always find their home, and this is a well cost double mobility card that is, it could have been an action, but I don't think that really changes much actually because it doesn't move them itself. Yeah, I mean, it is sorcery speed, which isn't great, but this card will be used effectively at some point, possibly even in the deck of the card that's on the art, which is, I believe, Jin, the champion.
Jin, yeah.
And he gets an effect every time he moves. So the more cards we see like Stellacorn Herder, the more cards we see like Jin, where they get effects every time they move. These types of cards turn into functional like pluses or functional ramp spells or functional whatever it is. If you could ready 2 Jins with this, like that's kind of cool. You get 2 power. It's not that good, but you get what I'm saying. You score some
Yeah.
points and then you get some upside. So I think
Yeah.
it's gonna
My
be
issue,
better, probably.
it has like I'm also very high on movement, but this is one of the most expensive movement cards with one of the lowest like versatility to it. Like fight or flight, you can move your unit or you can move their unit. Um, Cards like ride the wind, you can move your unit, ready it, and move it again. And so there's just like flash, you get to move to its reaction speed. This being sorcery speed, ready a unit with repeat, it just doesn't have that flexibility that I want.
Yeah, I get that. I can totally see that. The flexibility definitely isn't there compared to some of the purple cards. But I think if you're in a deck, like let's say you're going for best of Vi or best of like Volibear or best of
Yeah,
Lucian or something like that, this card is fantastic in those decks. Like this card is something that you
I could see it there.
you don't already have access to, and so a movement card that gets to see play in the decks that aren't purple, for example, is very welcome. So I'm gonna give it a 4. It's gonna be a solid playable. Next card. Vault Breaker. What do you think of Vault Breaker?
Give a unit assault 2 and ganking this turn. Um, I have not thought about what different uses this one has yet. Obviously, if you have like ride the wind plus this, that would be great. Give anything you want ganking from that. But it does cost a power. I don't think this is going to be used anywhere. You can deny the power by doing Kaisa, maybe? I don't know. I just don't see this being quite worth the 1 energy, 1 power for any deck.
Yeah, while I do love it giving ganking, I do think that that's cool, and like you can theoretically get 4 power out of this if you somehow can ready that unit that goes into that moves that attacks on the first side of it. Um, you have to do a little bit of extra work to get that extra +2 power when you gank over to the other battlefield because you have to ready that unit somehow. So, um, while I do like this card and I do think it has potential, the more ways we have to ready units, similar to the previous card we just looked at, I think that it probably won't see play. So I'm probably going to give it a 1.
Sure.
What about you? Also a 1?
Yeah, also a 1.
All right,
I think that's reasonable.
next card. Fresh beans. This is our buddy's preview card.
Yeah, Nova previewed this one. When you play a unit during a showdown, you may exhaust this to draw one. Funny card. What do you think of it?
When you play a unit during a showdown, you may exhaust this to draw one. Well, it's kind of an underworld connection. It's kind of a Phyrexian arena for specifically Rengar style decks. I don't know exactly how
Yep.
many ambush cards we have, and I don't know exactly how many ways we have to play units in a showdown outside of ambush. Maybe hidden cards, like hidden units.
Yeah.
But the hidden units are typically blue purple, so I think it's fine. It's probably bad. It's probably a one, I'll be honest, but it's a cool little draw engine if your deck does this a lot, I guess. So it's
Yeah. I think I'd put it at 2 because I could see Rengar using this as draw power. I think it can be decent draw power for exactly him, but that's about it. I'm not even sure he wants it. But yeah, that's it.
You've convinced me. I will give it a two. I will give it a two because I'm thinking about this. If you can at least get two draws out of this in Rengar, then drawing two for two energy is pretty good rate. So,
Yes, exactly.
um, actually, yeah, I'll give it a two. There's going to be a specific deck that wants it. A deck that's probably worse than Kaisa, and it's going to make me eat my words about Smite later on. But hey, here we are.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, next card, Lord Broadmane, a card I haven't seen before. Do you want to take the lead on this one?
Sure. Ambush, when you play me as a reaction to a battlefield where you have units, when you play me, give your other units here assault this turn. So he's designed to be an ambush while you're attacking, not an ambush on defense, and works really well if you're going super wide, like a token strategy like Darius Hook was with yellow red in set 1. I don't think he has enough utility to be worth it. I don't see him being better than Darius often enough to be worth it. I think he's just really expensive for what he does. So I'm putting him at a 1.
I'm going to put it at a two because I can see this card's application in specifically Rek'Sai. Um, it seems good in Rek'Sai because they go wide. So
Okay.
I could see that. I could see them wanting this type of effect. Just another anthem to pump up their dudes. But outside of that, what?
Sure.
All right, next card, Lotus Trap. It's a hidden card. Reaction: play any time, even before spells and abilities resolve. You choose a unit, double all damage that unit would be dealt this turn. What are you feeling for this one?
I don't see the use for this. It's very interesting to me. It might be worthwhile because it does have no power cost. So if you're going to go for like a kill spell on a unit, like a falling star, and they go chain spinning axe to keep it alive, you can chain this and actually make it die, not have to pay any power for that. But like, I don't know. It doesn't seem quite worth it to me. It might just be flexible enough that it is. I put it at a 2. I could maybe end up somewhere, but I think it's unlikely.
So the reason I'm gonna put it as a one is because you have to be dealing at least, you have to be doubling at least 5 damage for this to be really worth the cost. Because if you're not doubling 5 damage and killing something that's 10 might with this, then you might as well just play another burn spell at that point that doesn't need an initial source of damage to double. So, yeah, I think this card is not playable. So I'm gonna put it as a one. Moving on. Next one. Monster Harpoon. Deal 2 to a unit at a battlefield. If you control a face down card, deal 4 to it instead.
So this is within Pike's theme. Pike loves controlling face down cards, red, purple. And this is very similar to Hextech Ray, which would just deal 3 damage right in between. I think this is straight up not worth it. I don't think Hextech Ray is something that Pike would be on, and I don't even think this would be better than Hextech Ray in his deck. So, 1 star.
Yeah, I'm also giving this a 1 star. Like I said earlier, conditional, low damage, battlefield only removal that costs power is the worst kind of removal in the game. So, yeah. All right, next card, Rite of Conquest. Draw 1, then draw 1 for each battlefield you or allies control. A pretty cool card for multiplayer, but as a competitive 1v1 player, which is how I guess we should have framed this video,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this card is good.
No, it's too expensive. Even if you're drawing two, it's not worth it. Drawing three would be fine, but it's just unlikely to happen.
Yeah. I think like even in multiplayer, this card is bad. So
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that.
yeah, not a good card. All right, moving on. Scorched Claw. Hunt 2, when you hold or conquer, gain 2 XP. Level 3, I have +1 in Enter Ready. Well, you have 3 plus XP. I get this effect. So I'm going to take this as an opportunity to talk about the new mechanic that we're getting in the new set, which is XP. Typically, there are some cards that have this hunt mechanic where they gain you a new type of resource called XP. This is similar to cards we've seen in other games. I'm going to put some cards on the screen here that you can't see, Dimitri, but
For sure.
one of them is Horus the Black Flame Dragon, level 6, which you know the card, as
Yep.
a level up mechanic from Yu Gi Oh! And another one is going to be Jiraga Tree Speaker, which is a level up mechanic from the game Magic the Gathering. If we reflect on these two cards and their playability in their respective games, Jiraga Tree Speaker is a solid card um, in Magic the Gathering in a standard or a limited environment. But the second it starts to become a higher power level environment, the level up mechanic is actually kind of ass. Same thing with Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, in its debut format, GOAT format. It's like a fringe playable strategy that's like kind of for fun, but and it's like probably the most powerful of these types of level up cards, and it still sees hardly any play. What do you think of the XP mechanic as a whole, Dimitri?
I think two of the three XP decks, the XP Legends, look strong to me. And I think that because of that, there is a bunch of XP cards that are worthwhile, that are valuable and good. And you might even have small XP engines entering a couple other decks as well. However, this card is not in any of those colors. And XP is a mechanic where, unlike Horus the Black Flame Dragon, it's not leveling up one card that you do with it, right? It ends up leveling up all of your XP related stuff, basically, when you get to higher levels or when you're able to spend the XP. Um, this card, because it's not in any XP colors, realistically, doesn't really have any synergy to level up the rest of your deck. So it doesn't make any sense to me.
I honestly think if this card was 4 might, entered ready, and didn't have the Hunt 2 in the level 3, it would be a fringe playable already. So the fact that you have to work that
Yes.
hard just to get like this lame upgrade, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5, personally.
Yep. Same.
Card. One of my
I
favorite.
might even give it a 0 out of 5.
You know what? Yeah, we'll let me go back to it real quick. I'll just type in that 0 really quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's important.
You're gonna lose to this at the next whatever it is. Okay.
Maybe.
There it is. You saw it here first. When Level Up Red wins its first regional, you can come back and drop a comment, flaming Dimitri. All right, moving on. Next card we've got Square Up. This card's cool. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, so giving it an assault for discard one to repeat the effect, giving it assault 8, or giving 2 units assault 4. I think this is cool. I think Jin might play it because he just wants more 4 cost spells. But I realistically think it's just so much worse than a card like Cleave that is just like +3 assault. And it doesn't have the utility to be used on defense, and it's not even an action. I don't think this is going to see play realistically, but it is cool. I like the design of it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this card a. We're not doing point fives, are we? We're doing a point fives.
I did point fives every once in a while, but I think try to avoid them, you know?
All
It's
right.
a little harder when you have to stick to actual numbers.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I think this card's good. I just think it's outright good. Four 4 runes, or not 4 runes. 4 energy for 8 might is fantastic, and this card slots really nicely into one of my favorite Jinx or decks, Jinx. So I think this card has a lot of applications, and it also works really well with Jin. And those decks are gonna be solid tier 2 options moving into the next format. So I'm gonna give it a 3. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm putting it at a 1.
All
I
right,
don't think it's good in anything.
based one giver. There's gonna be a lot of ones in this set. Let's be.
Yeah,
All right, Yeti Brawler. When you
it happens.
If you assign 3 or more excess damage, play 2 gold gear tokens exhausted. I think we can skip this one. Uh,
One. Yeah.
yeah.
6 for 6. Not a good enough effect.
Blighted Battle Axe. 4 energy plus a heavy equip cost to give +4. And if you don't conquer, it deals 4 to the unit you equipped it to. And unattaches.
Yeah. This seems so bad to me. It's so expensive. It's worse rate than a BF sword. And if you don't conquer, you lose the game instantly, basically.
I,
I think this is also a 1.
my least favorite part about this card is that it is a rare. If I open a pack and this is what I pull, I'm actually going to be mad. Like,
Just wait until the next card.
oh yeah, there's
It gets worse.
dancing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've got another one. Deal 2 to a unit.
Yeah.
Its controller may play this spell again for 1 power. If they do, this deals 1 additional bonus damage for each time the spell is dealt damage this turn.
Yeah.
What the?
I think this might be the worst card they have ever put out.
I gotta give this one a 0. This is legit
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, what is this?
It's pushing negatives for me. -1.
I'll give it
Like,
a -1, yeah.
yeah.
What the fuck is this? This is a signature spell? Oh no, it just has
No.
name on.
No.
I was about to say if
Yeah.
it's a signature spell, then the champion better be broken as all.
Oh god.
No, this is legitimately like if I opened a booster pack and pulled this, especially given how hard it is to get booster packs, I'd be so fucking mad.
Yo.
I'd be pissed.
No, it's the worst.
Next card, Grim Apothecary. All right. What do we got here? Grim Apothecary. He is
We got ambush.
ambush. Okay, that's solid. And then we got when you play me
3 for 3 solid.
friendly unit at a battlefield to its owner's hand. Interesting. You know,
So this seems weird at first. It seems like a Pike card because Pike likes bouncing at first. I think it's really good. What do you think?
so here's what I'm thinking. You play it and then you return itself,
That's funny.
and you can keep
That does work. Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
How to waste energy.
I don't know if there's something that's
Wait.
like when you play a unit with
Wait.
ambush.
Yes, Rengar.
Yeah, it's like a
So one of the things you can do with Rengar is like play this, bounce your Rengar or something back to hand so that you can ambush with it later, or bounce like a Kaisa or something to protect it. But yeah, you could just play this from hand, bounce itself, use the Rengar legend to give one of your units +1 because you played a unit. And so it's a 3 energy, 0 card +1.
also I would say that it works well with the fried beans, refried beans, or whatever it's called, magic beans.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's an infinite draw engine. Fucking
Fresh beans.
beans.
Fresh beans. Yeah.
I'm gonna give this card a 3.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of 3s on it.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds. This is a cool card. I love cards like this.
I'll give it a high 3. I like that.
Yeah, it's a solid card. All right, moving on. If I pulled that in a pack, I'd be happy. Next card is Jin, Murderous Artist.
Yep. This guy's fucked up.
You already know what I'm giving this card. You already know what I'm giving.
Dude, deflect ganking. I know you're giving it high value when you see ganking.
Oh, dude.
That word just spikes a point for you. I think the deflect is also insane, and I think when I move at 1 energy, 1 power is so strong. In a deck with movement, this is going to be nuts. In Jin himself, I actually think this card's not that great because red-blue does not have a lot of movement cards that are very strong. So I'm going to give this guy a 4, but not for the Jin legend. What do you think?
Oh man. Hold on. I'm gonna update your score real quick. I gotta think about this guy. He's
Bro, you said I already know what you're gonna give it, and you don't know what you're gonna give it?
we're gonna give it a 5. I thought you were gonna give this guy a 5 because he is fucking solid, but I just think 4 might is so weak. It's so weak, and we're getting might power creep, and like when you compare this to something like a Stellacorn, like Stellacorn's an insane card, right? It's a 1 card draw engine, but you have to do a lot of work to get that Stellacorn bouncing around. Like you have to build around it. Building around this guy, it gets you a lot of energy, but what are you sinking that energy into? What are you sinking that power?
Falling stars for free?
That's not bad, but then you have to draw into those falling stars. You know what I mean? You have to.
Rebukes for free. Yeah.
It's like,
No, I think this is like a Draven card, right? You go ride the wind with this, and then you play a falling star for free.
but you could have just played the falling star instead of the ride the wind. Every instance I'm thinking about with this card, I'm like, there has to be something broken with it. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a soft 5
Sure.
because I do think that
Yeah.
this is the first of this type of effect we've gotten, and it's totally groundbreaking. Like, this is gonna change the way some decks play. This card single handedly is, which is cool, and people are gonna come up with some fucking combo like they always do.
Oh, there already is. There's an infinite energy, infinite power combo with this card already.
Oh wow, well there you go. That's basically
Yeah.
what I was kind of imagining. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this card a 5. It's
Yeah.
an AB combo card. It does crazy shit. It's solid. Ganking is great. Deflect is great. It's a soft 5 for now because, like I said, its biggest downside it is 4 might, which is kind of ass, and so you need like your opponent to not have a lot of might to successfully navigate this guy and get his effect. But if your opponent doesn't have a lot of might, which is frequently the case, then yeah, solid card. All right, next card. Next card. Oh wait, it's the same.
Katarina
Katarina. There.
is the next one.
There we go. I also read this card for the first time today, so
Yeah, I think this one just got revealed.
yeah.
When you hide a card, ready me. When you play a card from face down, deal 2 to an enemy unit. Same stats as Darius.
You know,
Huh.
I think this card sucks.
Interesting.
I think it's bad.
I think it's really good.
I just
Um,
the hidden mechanic, you already have to be in a dominant position to be hiding shit anyway. So you already have to be ahead.
yeah.
Which means that this card when you're behind is fucking ass. So I don't really like cards that are only good when you're already ahead. So I think I'm gonna give this card a 1. Oh, that's you. Hold up. I put it on your score. Yeah, I'm gonna give this card a 1.
I'll put it as a 3. I do agree. Yeah, it doesn't work when you're behind, but I do think Pike is pretty good at getting and holding a battlefield to do all his tricks. And so I think this card then is like a central way to deal with backline and stuff, and then you kill units and the Pike champion gives you gold from that, and there's just a lot of value there that this ends up giving with that.
I should
It
extract.
is movement too.
It is 5,
Yeah.
might, which is like the worst might you could be, and it costs power. You're losing out to something like Draven. Like, even if you ready this card, you can't even send it into like the most common threat that's going to be out of battlefield. So I just don't really think this card is good. And dealing 2 is like, it's fine. It's not like, it's not bad, but it's like,
Kills an overzealous fan.
it kills stuff on the back rank,
It's decent.
which is cool.
Yes.
But I just, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't get through Draven. And for something this expensive and like you already need to be ahead, I don't know. I don't love it. All right, next card. Next card. We got Rengar Unseen. 4 keywords on this bad boy. What do you think of Rengar Unseen, Dimitri?
Accelerate, assault, deflect, ganking. I don't see a deck that wants this. I think the power cost on it is what is ruining it. It's like fine, but it doesn't have anything above rate enough for it to actually be worth playing anywhere.
I'll give it a 2.
So I'll put 1.
All right, that's valid. That's a soft 2 for me. I just hate weak.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't get over Draven. So here we are. All right, next card we've got Undying Legion. You may play me from your trash for 3 energy and 1 power. Get this effect only if you play
Yeah.
this turn. I like this card. I think this is a good card.
Very similar to Immortal Phoenix from set 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a
Immortal Phoenix was a better card to play from trash for less because it was 1 energy, 1 power if you played a kill spell. But it was worse to play from hand because it was 3 energy, 1 power. So I think that Undying Legion is actually going to be the better card to have in a main deck as just like I want to have infinite dudes for a Kai'Sa kind of card, because it's fine to be paying extra energy in those matchups. You'll each have 12 runes and infinite cards and just need more units. But I think that the fact that it's 3 energy, 3 might, and in a matchup where you care about energy, you can just never play this from trash and just have it be like it's a fine guy, makes him the better choice. So I could definitely see this seeing play in a couple of decks because of that.
Yeah, it's a solid 3 for me. It could even be a 4,
Yeah,
depending on the.
I think 3.
It depends on the deck that ends up playing it, right? Like, if the control decks end up being
Yeah.
really good, then that's a solid card. But I give it 3. All right, next card we've got. We're not even close to the end of red, and we are 30.
Zereth.
This is gonna take forever.
Oh god.
Oh my god, this is gonna be the longest video ever. Okay, Zereth.
We can cut it by color if you want.
Nah, that's cool.
Zereth.
We're gonna do them all. We gotta do it all in one.
Cool.
We gotta get it out tonight, bro. It's just the set.
Deal 3 to a unit. 1 power, tap, deal 3 to a unit. Use only while I'm at a battlefield. Sucks. 0.
Yeah, I give it a 0 as well. I give it just a couple of zeros here. I feel like we could skip over like anything that sucks. We can just be like,
yeah.
Card sucks.
Next one, Inviolus Vox. It sucks.
Yeah, sucks. Pike, Dockside Butcher.
Pike's decent. Hidden ganking, pay an additional power when you play him to make him readied and +2. So he can be 3 energy and a power for 4 might accelerated.
It's funny
with ganking.
We were just talking about the other card, the XP card that would be that exact cost if it, you know.
Yeah.
And I said it would be barely playable, right? So I'll give it a 2. Yeah.
This guy has flexibility. He also has ganking. He also has hidden. And I think the addition of all those other layers on top of him put it up to a 3 for me.
Okay.
I think he's perfectly fine.
Yes.
But
fine card.
Yeah. Nothing insane.
If I'm ever sleeving it up, you know I'm going for a best of though. All right, next card, Red Brambleback. Your conquer effects for conquering here trigger an additional time.
This is a Lucian card, I think, because you can do the Skyfall Trinity Force combo and have it triggered doubly. I don't see him working in any other deck as it stands, so I think he's just a 1 deck dude, and I'll put him at a 3. I think he's fine.
I think this card's fucking great. I'm gonna give it a 4. Sorry, I had to cough.
Power cost is just the downside to me.
I just think like if it didn't have accelerate, it'd be unplayable. But it has accelerate, so like if you ever catch your opponent tapping out, you just slam this guy with like you said, the Trinity Force thing, and you just score 3 points. And then if you could jump him over to the other battlefield, like with what is that red mobility card, the one that red
Reckless Pursuit.
Maybe not.
Oh yeah.
Reckless Pursuit. That's the one. Reckless Pursuit. The Lucian card. Then you're just scoring 6
Lucian card. Yep.
Turn. Like, what are we talking about? 6
Yeah.
a turn, Dimitri? That's something we shouldn't be having this early in the game. We shouldn't be having OTKs. All right, like this is an OTK card. I have a lot of respect for OTK cards because I know at some point if I put it lower than a 4, it's gonna beat me, and I'm gonna be like, I should have put it higher than a 4.
Classic.
All right, moving on. Next card.
Yep.
We got Vi
Hot-Headed. Deflect 2 energy and a power, double my might this turn, not once per turn. I think she might be the chosen champion for Vi, but I think you're not happy about it. So I'm putting her at like a 2.
I'm giving it a 1. I don't think you're ever playing this over the Recycle Vi. The Origins Vi is just...
I think Recycle Vi is better, yeah.
Like, and this card is just fucking sucks. Like, you don't want to pay a couple of power for, like, some +3s. Like, it's... I mean, you can pay 4 to energy
it sucks.
for +9, which is, like, okay.
Usually she'll have equips, right? So she'll be, like, 6 or 9 might, and then you're doubling to 12 or 18 with her effect.
Yep. Moving on, we got green cards. Anybody need a green?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Combat experience.
Reaction.
Play any time. Give a unit +1. If you're level 6, give it +3. So this is basically on guard. You can use it if you have multiple units together. I think it's fine. I put it at like a 3.
I'll give it a 0. I'm never playing this.
Sure.
Miss me with this shit. All right, next.
Yeah, it's only in Yi.
Yeah, only in Yi, yeah. Double Trouble. Repeat. Look at the top 3 cards of your main deck. You may reveal a unit and draw it. Recycle the rest. What do you think?
This one's weird. I do think it is potentially also playable in Yi. It's like a stack deck that can't find Aurora repeated kind of thing. It's just like fine. I think against decks where you run out of units, it's going to be really nice. So it might end up as a side card. I'll put it as a 4 because I think it has a ton of future potential. But I think right now it's probably a 3.
Ah, man, I gotta give this card a 1. I like wanna give this card, like, only being able to grab a unit sucks. It means you want to play this in a unit dense deck. But the more of these you include in your deck, the less likely it is you'll hit units. And there isn't really an all unit green deck at the moment. Like, the decks that are green aren't leaning heavily into all units. The decks that are heavy on the units are usually red decks. So there isn't really a deck that this wants to work in. And there are a lot of cards like this in Magic the Gathering as well. And they all end up being terrible because just like being able to miss is horrible. Like that is just like, I don't know, you just spend your entire turn doing nothing. The fact that that just can happen, I don't think you could ever play this card in it. It's like a Monster Mash type card in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know how to describe it. Like you can only play it when it doesn't miss or when it's very unlikely to miss. And there isn't really a deck like that. So I'm going to give it a 1. Next card, Frisky.
I think XP might be like that because it does have really valuable, really strong endgame units for cheap. It might end up being like that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Frisky Hunter.
Frisky Hunter. When you play me, play a 1 Might Bird unit with Deflect here. What do you think of Frisky Hunter? I personally love it. I think it's a solid 4 for me.
This is 2 keywords for Ivern, and both get buffed by his battlefield of choice, and so I think it's perfectly fine in that deck. I don't think it sees play elsewhere, so I'll put it at 3.
I think the thing about these go wide like token creators is that there are so many anthems in this game already, and there's so many ways to like take advantage of just like splitting the bodies up so that you can go into 2 different battlefields. It makes your equipment better. It makes your
Okay.
like I said, your anthems better. Your pump spells better because you can decide where you want to go with it. The deflect is really nice. The fact that it costs no power is really nice. It is a great card inside of the Ivern decks. The only downside for this is that it's probably not going to be played in a ton of strategies outside of Ivern right out of the gate, but I have to give it a 4 because it's cute. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next,
A lot of Ivern cards will get that cuteness buff for sure.
absolutely, Ivern best deck. All right, we're moving on to the
Yep.
spring. When you play me, gain 2 XP with Hunt.
Yeah, 4 for 4 with the power, it's just too expensive. I'm putting it at 1.
I think ETB getting the XP is really good. I don't know how many other cards do this, but I do think there's going to be a rise of ETB effects in this set specifically. There's a lot of ways to like bounce your own units and that sort of stuff, and we're just starting to get into them here with Herald of Spring, and man, just being able to get it on ETB is so different because that means you can build up at least towards your level up before you try to conquer, which you typically have to do in order to get the XP. Or like, let's say you got a couple conquers early, this guy can get you the last little bit of XP necessary to make your guys level up. That means he has no level up of his own, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So you need a bunch of guys to get XP, and then you need the payoffs as separate cards with how they've designed it. It's fine. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a soft 3. It's gonna be a playable in some XP decks. But
Okay.
yeah. All right, Launch. Next one. 6 for 6. If an opponent controls a stunned unit, I cost 2 less and enter ready. What do you think of Launch?
I'll put it as a 1. The opponent having a stunned unit on your turn without it dying in the same showdown is like very rare for that to ever happen. So he's just almost always going to be just like a 6 for 6 raw, and that's just not very good.
Yeah, I could see it maybe seeing play in Vex because it's so good at stunning units, but yeah, I'll also give it a 1. 6 is just not a good. It's not a good rate. Mutated monster, 2 for 1 with shield +2.
Mutated Mauser.
Mauser, mutated Mauser.
Kitty cat.
I can't read for shit apparently.
Yeah.
Another 4. It's very cute.
Yeah. Shield 2 and tank, I think it's a 4. I think it's one of the best 2-drops we've seen, and it has utility in a lot of green hold decks to protect the other units.
Yeah, this card holds for 5 in previous Master Yi. So that's crazy.
Yeah.
You can just hold for 5.
I think it's
multiple
more other decks. I think it's the like Ari, the Vex kind of decks that want to be holding wide with a bunch of other dudes. Ivern as well. I think all of those want this so that it can protect like a Sona or something.
Yeah. It's only going to be really bad into certain decks that can go really quickly into both battlefields with like a 2 might unit. And then this guy's never getting in, but if you can get him in early and stick him there, then fantastic card. All right, next card. Shadow Watcher. If a friendly unit died during your beginning phase this turn, I enter ready. I'm going to give this...
So the green temporary deck is Lilia.
Right.
So this pretty much only fits there, right, with the sprites. And Lilia, I don't think wants this. I'm not sure though. I don't have a good Lilia list yet. I'll put it as a 2 because I don't see Lilia wanting it. But it is like 5 might for 4, entering ready. It's not bad if it does work out for you.
I'm really bullish on Lilia. I'll also give it a 2. I think Lilia is underexplored, and I'm excited to try that deck out. So, yeah. All right, next card is Skyward Strike.
Move an enemy unit. Level 6, stun an enemy unit. This is a Yi card, probably only. XP Yi. And it's just like slightly better than Charm or Challenge for him, I think. Maybe not even better. It's fine. It's like a 2 or a 3.
I think it's a 1 just because it's a spell. So I'll give it a 1. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish it was an action, but it's not. Soul Sword gives +1, and you get an additional +1 while you have 3+ XP. What do you think of the Soul Sword? One of the cheapest equipment cards we've gotten so far.
2 energy for 1 power is not worth it, I think. Even if this costs 0, I think it would be slightly below rate. I am just going to put it as a 1. There's a chance it ends up getting played, but...
I'll give it a 0. This card seems just really bad. All right.
Sure.
Would you apprentice... Oh, I also said you gave it 0 too. All right.
Sure.
Would you apprentice when you conquer hold gain 1 XP, level 6 when you play me draw 1? What do you think of this card?
I think this is great. I think this is a 3. I mean, I only see it being played in XPE, and it is very good in that deck. It's everything he wants. Great late game, great early game, just does everything.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 2. I don't know how good XPE is going to be. I haven't tested it yet, personally. It's going to be a very, very solid 2. But if XPE ends up being a good deck, then this card could easily be a 3 or even a 4. Just because it draws you a card late game, which is all you can expect. So, next card, Ali, Eager Admirer. Deflect.
This one's weird. Go for it.
Big deflect guy who also gives more deflects.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So
card maybe. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I don't like this in most matchups, but if you're a wide hold deck with small units like Ari, this makes a lot of sense. So that like now your opponent doesn't want to be gusting your 3-drops. Now your opponent doesn't want to be falling starring you. So I could see it, but like it's really only in specific metas or only in the side deck, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Sure.
What about you? Also 2?
3. I think it will see play somewhere.
Yeah, it will see play, but it's going to be more niche than some other stuff. Next spell, we've got Back Off. Hidden action, stun a unit. If you've played this from your hand, draw 1. 3 energy cost to stun a unit.
This could be anywhere from a 2 to a 4 for me. I'll put it at 3, split the difference. I really don't know how well stunning is going to work out, and there are so many ways to stun now that you're going to have more like decent stun options than you want to actually put in your deck. And so some of them are not going to see any play, even though they are fine.
I'm gonna give this a 4 because it draws a card. I think that's fantastic. Like you can just do this
Sure.
to cantrip even if you're not going into a combat. You know, like so.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, it digs you deeper in your deck late game, and best case scenario, it's done something and digs you deeper in a deck, and that's like 2 cards for the price of 1. Fantastic. Enthusiastic Promoter. 3 energy for 2 might. Backline when you hold buff all enemy unit or all enemy units, all units.
Oh, I
Uh,
think it's a 1.
yeah, I don't see where you would use this. Are you like
Yeah, same.
buff believer?
Nah.
I don't see it. All right, next card. Oh, I love this card. This might be my first.
Yeah.
This might be my first 5. Oh no, wait. Did I give?
Really? Okay.
I gave Jen a 5.
You Gen a 5.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
5. This card's fantastic.
So reaction, choose 1 counter a spell, play 4 1 might burn tokens, each with deflect. So
Yeah.
it's either 1 more energy for a wind wall effect, or 4 bird tokens at reaction speed. Why are you giving this a 5?
Okay, so this card's great. Like obviously I mentioned earlier, going wide is so important in this format. It allows you, or not format, but in this game in general, it allows you to go into both battlefields however you please. It allows you to split up power in like creative ways. All of the bird tokens have deflect, so they're all going to be annoying to deal with if you can like suit them up with equipment or pump them up with an anthem of some kind. And on top of that, this card is not a unit that acts as a unit so that you can play it in Aurora decks. And it won't be a miss off Aurora, but it's something that you can play for lower cost,
Mm.
on curve, get you some counter offense going. Or you can use it for the modal option of countering a spell that may take out your Aurora or interact with your strategy in a negative way. So even though the power cost is steep, the inherent power of this card is very, very high. And so I think that this card is definitely going to see play. It's going to see play in multiple strategies. Some of them I consider to be some of the best strategies in the game. And so, yeah, I have to give this a 5. What about you?
This also for Aurora is a very good answer to like Call of the Week, where instead of countering the Call of the Week, you play 4 birds at reaction speed and just kill off one of your birds, and they still have to kill off their unit. I'll give it a um, I'll give it a 4. I do think it will see play in at least one deck, and I do think it will be solid there. 2 power is really expensive, so it might end up being a 3, but I do think it's a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, this card is solid. I mean, they wouldn't have cost it 2 power if it wasn't solid. You're going to notice that there's actually not that many 2 power cards in the set, and the ones that are costing 2 power they're pretty good. So, yeah.
Mm.
Next card, we got Forgotten Signpost. This is cool art.
Exhaust a unit, move a different unit you control to the location of the unit you exhausted to pay for this ability. This seems bad to me. 1.
I want to say that this is interesting. This could see play in some kind of like nothing deck. I don't know. This moves your Stellacorn.
Yeah, yeah, it could see play at nothing.
It moves your Stellacorn and it doesn't cost energy or power to do it. So I'll give it a soft.
Yeah, it does cost 2 energy to play the card.
But like on the later turns, like unlike I think they're playing that
True.
card. What is it? It's like the pirate ship or whatever that moves a unit. Like you can just
Yeah.
do this instead, and then I don't know. I don't know. I think this is fringe playable at best. I'll give it a 2 because maybe there's something that untaps this later on that makes it a combo, or I don't really know. But all right, next card, Friendship.
Mm.
Overrated, honestly, if you ask me. I'm gonna give it a 0.
Yeah, facts.
What is this card?
I'll give it a 1. It's a +1 for each tag, bird, cat, dog, or Poro at reaction speed. So it's like an on guard, but it can be up to a +4 for Ivern. I think actually it does see play in Ivern. It doesn't see play anywhere else. It's probably a 2.
I'm gonna give it
I
a
think Ivern's not that great.
4 because Ivern best deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Sure.
Yeah, Ivern most adorable deck confirmed. That's crazy. They gave him a spell called Friendship. Are you?
And it's adorable too. Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. We got Moss Stomper next. Hunt 2, level 3 plus.
Also adorable.
Also adorable. Definitely not a dog, but whatever.
Yeah.
Is
No, they're stretching for the dog for sure. Yeah.
salamander than anything, but um,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta stomp some moss, and
Yeah.
I don't think this card is good at all. I think it's like a 1.
I think the power cost makes him bad. He's, yeah, one.
Adorable, though.
The
Definitely.
only place I could see him is Hook Ivern could run him. But, like,
You're
it's still weird there. I don't like him anyway.
We're an hour into the recording. He's talking about Hook Ivern. What's happening?
Yeah.
Trevor Snoozebottom at Yordle. Am I hallucinating? I don't know. This one says shield, and when I hold, you may play a 3 sprite unit token with temporary here. Hmm.
Two.
This card is not good, right? It's just a 1 for me. Like,
So there's a card that lets you not have your temporaries trigger, and without that card existing, this guy would be for sure a one. But when you hold, play a 3 sprite with temporary, and then a way to make it live. That combo is enough that it's like, okay, you're gaining 3 might each turn that you hold. Eh,
all right, you've convinced me. I didn't know there was that card, so I'm gonna give it a 2 as well. All right, next card.
yeah.
Honey Fruit. Kind of an interesting
Uh,
one.
it is an interesting one. I do think this is just worse, straight up worse than a seal. I've done like the math on it, and it just seems worse than a seal for pretty much every deck. So I'm giving this a 1.
I don't think this sees play yet.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is a world where maybe this sees play. I'm going to give it a question mark, which isn't a number, but if someone figures out a combo,
Spicy.
I'm willing to eat my words. But until then, we're moving on.
But by putting a question mark, you're not even putting the words out there to be eaten. You're hedging.
Oh, you're right. I guess I'll give it a
Yeah.
1 question mark out of 5. So it's like a
Yeah.
I don't
A 1 prepared to eat the 1.
yeah, prepared to eat. Okay. Speaking of prepared,
Yeah. Yeah.
got Iasala, the Bilgewater monster. When I hold at the start,
Can we talk about that? Speaking of prepared to eat.
yeah, this card
Hmm.
eat other units, pull it into the Bilgewater and consume them. It's literally what's happening.
I see.
You get what I'm saying here. You get what I'm saying. This card's a 1. I mean,
Yeah.
playable, but
Yep.
cool art. All right,
1.
next card. Finally, my son,
Ivern.
the Nurturer.
5 energy, 1 power for 4, not good. When you play me or when I hold, look at the top 3 cards, reveal a unit, recycle the rest. If it's bird, cat, dog, or Poro, buff a friendly unit. It's fine. I think, right? You get 1 buff off from when you play him. He goes up to a 5 for 5 and a power, and you get a card. That's like on rate. You hold with him once, he's above rate. Eh,
I like it.
I'll give him
ETB effect.
3.
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it might be better than a 3. It might be a soft 4, but the fact that he can just grab another one of himself, which is cool, and like you can play him in like unlike that last card that we saw that was a spell that looked at the top 3 and added a unit, he's a unit himself. So in unit heavy decks, he's actually increasing your chance of chaining these together, which is really nice. Instead of decreasing
Yeah.
the chance of that happening. So I do think this card is a strong, solid playable in unit heavy green decks, which we don't know what those are going to look like quite yet, but if you do have them, this guy's solid. All right, next we got Nami Headstrong from One Piece. You may pay
Indeed.
green as an additional cost to play me. When you play me, if you pay the additional cost, stun an enemy unit. When you hold, the next time you when she holds, I can't even read this. It just buffs something.
Yeah, when she holds, the next time you play a unit, ready it and buff it. So she's like fine. I do think she's strong in Leona, but Leona sucks. So it's like it averages out. She has a really weird combo she can do with Mixologist, where Mixologist, if he dies in combat, has a death knell to revive a unit with 3 energy 1 power or less. So you can revive Nami, play Nami to the battlefield that you're defending at, and then use Nami to stun their unit that's an attacker. And then the showdown happens again because you still have units there. And their unit is now stunned. And so they just get recalled. So like there's a weird way that she can end up keeping a battlefield when you have no right in keeping it by like stunning on their turn mid combat. But I think it's going to be a while for her to see play for that kind of thing. I could see it happening. I'll give her a 2.
Yeah, I give it a 2 as well. All right, next card. That's a cool combo. Scuttle Crab. 2 energy, 0 might. Units with 0 might can conquer and hold. When you play me, draw 1. Death Knell, choose an opponent.
Busted.
They reveal their hand. You can look at their face down cards this turn, gain 1 XP. What do you
Busted.
think of this card? I think this card is a 5.
I put it at a 4.
Oh, that's
I don't think it's a 5. I don't think you want it in many decks that aren't XP decks. And I don't think you want too many of it because once you're already looking at their hand, that loses value. But I do see this guy being good. And so I definitely see him seeing play.
I think
Yeah. I'll give him a 4. And he's adorable.
you put a machete on this guy and he's going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so first off, when you play me, draw 1 is fantastic. That's like
Busted.
the best
Yes.
thing you could put on a card. Like, amazing.
Yeah.
Ability, great. He's gonna die, obviously. But if your opponent has no units to threaten him, he can still score. So he's functionally the same as any other 2-drop, except he can't trade with other 2-drops, which, like, who cares, right? You've already drawn your card. So, and honestly, if you're getting that XP at the end, you might want that even more than trading. Like, you might just be okay with him dying. And
Yep.
if you manage to suit him up later on, like give him some pumps with machete or some other things, this is like exactly what the EXP decks or XP decks need to be like actually good is this card. And I think that like the turn 1 Skull Crab is going to feel amazing. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 5. All right, next one. Trixie Tentacles. I actually think the Scuttle Crab might be see play in other decks just as a cantrip that can score. Like
I think it might. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Irelia could play it kind of thing and it's like fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Trixie Tentacles. Spell, move any number of enemy units with the same controller and a total might of 8 or less to a single location.
1. Too expensive, I think.
Huh. Let me think here. Move any number of enemy units with the same controller, total might of 8 or less. I think it's the total might of 8 or less for me. Like, Charm costs 3 less than this, and it can move something bigger, so... Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to give it a 1 as well. Next card, we've got Vex Mocking. Do you want to take this one away?
Sure. Shield, tank. So 5 energy and a power for 5 might is fine. Shield and tank, nice keyword additions. But you need a really good ability on top of that. When you stun an enemy unit at a battlefield, you may move me to that battlefield is not it. You need like a full-on +2 might level thing or breaking the game with free power kind of thing. No.
Yes.
1.
Yeah. All right. Next card is going to be Yumi, Magical Cat. When I attack or defend, give one of your other units +3 and tank this turn. So it is good when it's not attacking alone, but on its own, it is legitimately terrible. So.
Yes. And you need something else that you want to give tank, which is kind of weird and rare, but you could have it alongside like a loyal Poro that you want to have it get its death knell. I don't know. 1. I don't think it's good.
The power cost sucks. I'll give it a 1. Next card.
Yeah.
Wild Claw. 6 energy, 2 power. Tank. Must be assigned combat damage first. Your units here with less might than me can't be chosen by enemy spells or abilities. This card is sick. I don't know if it's good.
Yeah, he's weird.
It's hard to evaluate because he doesn't really protect himself very well. So,
I'll put him at a high 2. He could be a 3. I think if he sees play, it's in Ivern. But other than that, I don't think he sees play.
I just think it's cool that you can like put him in your back rank, and then all of a sudden your back rank is relatively safe. Um,
Yeah.
the fact that he defends the back rank is cool. I will probably give him a. It'll be two. The two power is tough, but
Sure.
that seven might is really the magic number, and giving your other dudes hexproof is something. And you can pump him up too to give more dudes hexproof. I don't know. More importantly, we've got Lilia, Protector of Dreams. When you play a token unit, give her +1 this turn. Your token units have tank. What do you think of this card?
So this was the first Lilia chosen champion unit shown to us, and most people then, when they were trying out Lilia, had to be trying with this chosen champion. She's better than I expected her to be, because going in with tank tokens next to her means that you can have a bunch of might going in and only the tokens die. But like, I don't know. I'm just not a Lilia believer. I'll put this one at a 2.
This one is deceptively good. No power cost. And she works really well with the rest of the stuff in her chosen champ strategy. I am gonna give her a 3. I think that this is a solid card. The other
Sure.
I think is better, but this one is. Wait, is the other one better? I don't remember what the other one does, but we'll get to it eventually. Next is
Yeah.
Master Yi, Unstoppable.
The payoff. So he gets cheaper over time. The important thing is when you get to level 11, he costs 6 energy, 0 power for 12 might, and with the Master Yi champion, it's 13 might, and he enters readied. Then if you get to level 16, unlikely, but it can happen in long games, cannot be chosen by enemy spells and abilities. So in those games, he's untargetable 13 with accelerate, basically. I think he's very strong. I think he's the reason that Yi is playable. Um, I'll give him a 4.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is really
Yeah.
high praise. I
Yep.
see a card like this, and I think to myself, I can just flip a dragon off Aurora, and it's way easier than getting 11 XP. Like, in order to get 11 XP, you have to hunt 6 times. Like, you have to be at 2 points remaining already. So, yeah, this is, I guess if you conquer with multiple hunt 2s at the same time, do they both trigger at the same time? Probably.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And once you're level 6, the other Yi has ganking, so you can do the hunt 2 on one side and then gank him over and do hunt 2 on the other. You've got the enter the boards as well.
I'm trying to.
Most games you do get to 11 for sure.
Yeah.
You get to 11 before you get to 6 points. You get there at like 5 points. And then yeah, this guy is there for points 6 through 8 or 6 through 9.
A 13 might readied unit is solid, but not solid enough to not get foffed. I'm gonna give this card a 1. I don't think it's playable. I'll eat my words. I'll eat my words with this, but
Okay.
if I'm also primarily an Aurora player, so like 13 might, I just look at that and I'm like, okay, like I'll just dead bloom
Yeah.
twice and ignore it, you know. So even comparing this to the other Master Yi decks, like they can just white flame over this like with ease. So it's like I can't even see a world in which playing this is better than playing the other Yi Aurora deck. But I'll be willing to eat my words on that. Moving on. Next one we've got is Vile Maw. Potentially the best card in the set? Question mark. Clickbait moment.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna give it a 5. Easy 5.
I'm giving this a 3. I think it's fine.
It's crazy that you give this a 3, but then the other card that is functionally a vanilla and doesn't have a floodgate effect or an on-hold effect or ambush, you're giving that a 4.
Dude,
Like
13 might readied for 6 energy is nuts in terms of how overstated that is.
okay, so let's talk about how much like might value. You've got Ferris Forerunner, which gives you 12 might for 6 energy.
That's fake as fuck. He gets rebuked.
That's what I'm saying about Master Yi. He just gets rebuked.
But you can just play him again, and he's readied instantly, and he just goes back in.
If you have 12, that's he just gets foffed. He just gets rebuked. I'll need to see the ban.
You're also in the colors with all of the spells that say no, your spell doesn't work.
Okay, I recently beat you with Vile Mosh, so I'm just gonna give it a 5. If it can beat
Yeah.
Dimitri, it's
Hmm.
a 5.
I see.
If you
There's the bias.
you know what? This guy prevents damage. He's a floodgate. He draws extra cards. He has ambush. He's got 8 might, which is like such a good might to be at. You're beating a lot of stuff at 8 might. It's the green's top end. Like this guy is just this is peak. It invalidates entire decks. This card changes the entire dynamic of a game. It's kind of like Vanity's Fiend in Yu-Gi-Oh! Once it's in play, you answer it or you lose. That's it. You have no options. It's one might say the green Aurora in a way. So I think this card is incredible. It's an all-star. It probably goes in some capacity in every single green deck you can fit it into. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. Why do you have it at so low? I think
Yeah.
3 is insane.
I think there's a lot of decks this does nothing against. I think it's a fine side card. But I think every deck will have answers to it. And it's super expensive. It's hard to leave open to play it on their turn, so you just have to play it on yours and then hope that they don't have the answers to it. And I think usually they will.
So here's
Yeah, I mean maybe it's supposed to be a little higher than that, but I
here
don't think it's that strong.
the nasty part is if Aurora sticks around. If there's no ban list that bans Aurora, which whatever.
Yeah.
You just it's like the most insane second thing you can hit off Aurora next to like obviously Elder Dragon, right? But the nasty part about it is it's in green, so you have counter magic. So even if they have the out, it's likely at that point you found a piece of counter magic to protect your Vile Maw from being outed. And if you don't have counter magic, then you probably have a pump spell or a Guardian Angel or a Zonia's. You have all the protection of the world to turn this into a really annoying towers. It can't be ganged up against. It has to be dealt with in specific ways. You also have stun stuff in green. It's in the perfect color for what it is. Yeah, no, it's a really good card. I think that this is going to invalidate a lot of strategies that are like a lower tier than it. Like if you play up against this card as Ivern, for example, you instantly lose unless you out it with like one of your specific out cards. So, yeah. All right, moving on. Next card. Downstage Dramatics. We finally gotten into blue.
Ooh, nice. Third color.
Yes.
Reaction, repeat 2, draw 1. So this is basically consult the past, but you can draw 1 instead of 2. It's fine. It sees play in the Jin deck. I'd put it at 2, probably high 2.
Yeah, I think also high 2. It doesn't do anything, but that's kind of fine. Like, if you just need to trigger your Jin, then that's what you need to do. Next up, Dramatic Visionary, Death Knell, Predict 2.
Terrible. 1.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'll also give it 1.
Predict doesn't give any real value.
I think if you're looking at Death Knell, it needs to advance your board state, either give you a token, a gold, or a rune. It needs to draw you a card, or it needs to cost significantly less. So those are the big upsides for Death Knell, because oftentimes you're not getting an ETB alongside Death Knell, and ETBs are obviously the best type of effect because you get them up front. But Death Knell can be useful because it can make awkward board states for your opponent, and you can get more powerful effects. But that's not a more powerful effect. You could have made that honestly ETB Predict 2, and it would have been fine. But anyway.
Yeah, even then it wouldn't be good. Next one, Eclipse. Reaction, give a unit -4 this turn, predict. I think this is really strong. I think a lot of like blue purple, for example, I think loves this card. I will put it at a 4.
3 energy. How reasonable is that? Isn't there another card that also gives -4, but it costs a power?
Yeah. 2 energy, 1 power. Give a unit -4 to a minimum of 1. Smokescreen.
But this one can give it below the minimum of 1 if you think about it. So.
Yes.
Predict. How good is Predict? Predict is fine.
Yeah.
You said you give this a 4?
Yeah.
I'll probably give this a 3. Strong playable in some blue decks, but I don't think every blue deck is going to want this.
I agree.
3 energy might be a little bit steep, but who's to say? Next is Fate Weaver. When you play me, look at the top 4 cards of your main deck. You may reveal a spell with energy cost 4 or more from among them and draw it, recycle the rest. I really like this card. ETB effects.
I don't know what I'm looking for off of this.
ETB effects are obviously good. Like that's like the first part. And then the second part is that there is a deck that needs units that also digs it into spells, and that's Lux. So this card like instantly slots into the Lux strategy, and so and like you're for sure automatically playing this in Lux. You probably not.
I don't know that I am.
Dude.
This is expensive. You want cheap units in Lux and you want expensive spells. Like, I'd rather spend 5 on a spell and get a draw than play this.
You'd play this in Jin, wouldn't you? Maybe not.
5's a really awkward cost for him. I don't think I would. It's understated. I think this is just a 1.
Really? I'm gonna give it a soft 3. I'm gonna give it a soft 3. I think it is.
Interesting.
It will.
Okay.
It will find its home. ETB is always good. Like an ETB effect is always going to be like at least playable somewhere. But yeah, maybe 5 cost is a little too high. But comparing this to like some of the other 5 cost cards we've seen, I don't know. I think this is fine. Like it can grab a time warp, it can grab a singularity, it can build up your hand with like a really strong effect that can help you progress your game.
Yeah, you also reveal it, so you can't like surprise them with the time warp or surprise them with a ruination, because you can't play those the same turn either.
Yeah.
Eh.
That is ugly. That is ugly. All right.
Yeah.
Next card. Ice Veil Archer. When you attack, you may pay 1 to give a unit here -1 this turn. I'm going to give this a 0.
Yeah, I'll give it a 1. I mean, it's a 2 for 2, so it's never going to be like unplayably. Like you lose the game for putting it in your deck, but it's not good.
All right, next card we got Moonlight Affliction. Give a unit -10 this turn, reaction 7 energy.
Just too expensive. I'm giving this a 1.
I'm going to give this a 1 as well. I don't really see where this comes up, really. Unless you need to take out a big boy.
Yeah.
Like a dragon. Like an elder dragon. Alright, we got Ruined Rex. 6 and a power for 6 might. Death Nail, deal 4 to an enemy unit. I'm going to give this a 1.
I'll give this a 2. It's similar to Riptide Rex. It can hit backline. It has synergy with the LeBlanc legend. I think there's enough going for it that it's worth it 2.
Yeah, I just don't see you ever... maybe you do. Maybe you do play it in like aggro mirrors or something like that, but I don't know. All right, Spectral Centaur. When another friendly unit dies, give me +2 might this turn. So this is obviously going to be for more of the temporary and sprite strategies that we have emerging in this set. What do you think of this card?
My instinct is a 1. I don't know. It could be good if you're having 30 billion tokens die in a turn, and then you can pump it up to 50 might. But like, no, I don't think it's good.
I think if you have that many tokens already, you don't need this. So yeah, it doesn't interred.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you ETBs. It doesn't have hexproof. It doesn't do anything when it dies. It's just a vanilla card. Pretty bad. Next card, Sprite Burst. Play 2 ready 3 might sprite units with temporary.
So this, I think, is a strong Lux option, and I think it's a strong Lilia option. Lux draws a card playing this, so you get 2 Conquers, you get 6 might on board, and a draw for 5, which is like really above rate. I don't think either of those decks are going to be the best deck in the format, but both will be playable. So, what?
I'm gonna give
3?
I'm gonna give it 3. Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I think it has potential. Just getting 2 ready units for 5 energy is kind of interesting. It can also be a way to score your last 2 points if like somehow you've managed to clear the other battlefields, and then you just send in 2 guys and you score 2 points and you close the game out. So It's kind of
Yep.
to have a checkmate card.
This combos well with 12 runes. Yeah, with 12 runes, this combos well with the unchecked power. That's 7, exhaust everything, deal 12 to every unit at a battlefield. So you clear the battlefields, then you play this. 12 energy and scores you 2 points through 12 might on every battlefield.
Yeah, that seems great. That seems awesome. I'm really excited to get unchecked powered into Sprite Burst for game, but it's gonna be so fun.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5.
Well, I'm sure you're excited about this next card too, then.
Oh my god, why do they gotta keep giving us temporary, man?
Your hate.
Aurora is forever. I'm gonna give this card a 1. Don't put this card in your deck, especially if you're playing against me.
Yeah.
What do you think for this guy?
I think it's a 3. I think it's fine.
It's kind of just worse than the other gear hate that it got, but the fact that they have more of it now is annoying.
The thing is, blue doesn't have good gear hate. That's why I'm giving it a 3.
Heregate. Hashtag Heregate in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dancer. Ambush. You may play me as a reaction to a battlefield where you have units. When you play me, give your other units your shield this turn +1 while they're defenders. I don't even know how to evaluate.
Meh. 2.
I'm gonna just give this.
Yeah, this is like a wide defense card, but I don't see a deck that actually wants this. Ari maybe, even then meh.
I'm trying to think about this. This card sucks. Oh no, wait. What if you have like a couple of sprites? Might not be bad in the sprite decks. It might not be bad in the sprite decks. I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2.
Okay.
It's probably not going to see play in the sprite decks, but you never know. Next card.
The other thing you can do with it is when a sprite triggers with temporary at the start of a turn, you can ambush play this to the battlefield to get the hold point there.
Yeah.
That is worth noting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like with the sprites, it has a lot of utility. Just to make sure you secure the battlefield, and like it makes the sprites more annoying for your opponent to try and counter conquer on their turn as well. It's probably fine.
Yeah.
It's probably fine. The next card is one that one of our buddies is super high on, Crescent Strike. I don't think this card is that good.
I think it combos really well with Watcher, where like if they have one like 6 might unit and everything else is 4 might or less, right? This plus Watcher kills that whole lineup.
But that means you're putting
I don't think it's amazing.
field against Watcher decks. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah, but if you have like Draven, Overzealous Fan,
I-
2 other dudes, and a Forerunner, you know? You can kill the Forerunner with this and deal 1 to everything else that will also kill them when Watcher comes in. And Watcher Accelerated wouldn't clear that board.
you definitely play this in Kaisa for sure, just because it's like kind of free.
You could, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I think 2 makes sense. I think it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Next card, Deadly Flourish. Deal 3 to an enemy unit. When it dies this turn, play a gold gear token. Exhausted. I'm gonna give this a. Wait, it can hit back rank?
Yes. That is big. It's a Wages of Pain, costs 1 more, hits back rank. I think it's fine, and I think the big thing is it's 4 cost for Jin, so Jin will play it.
I'll give it a 3. It's better than the last card we just looked at. Being able to hit back rank is huge.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think 3 is fine.
All right. Yeah, makes sense. All right, next card. Frigid Jewel. When you draw your second card each turn, give a friendly unit +2 this turn. It's a gear, and it costs 2 energy to play.
I'll give this a 3. I think something like Ezreal that draws cards really easily probably wants this somewhere in the deck. But I don't think it cares about having multiple of these. It's just probably a one of. I think it's fine.
I don't see, like, you get +2. Is that good? Like, I don't even know what that fixes for these types of decks that are drawing multiple. I feel like the decks that are drawing multiple cards don't have issues like getting bigger dudes, but or wider dudes at least. I don't think +2's really changed.
Yeah, it can protect your units
Yeah, that's
because you can do it at reaction speed, basically. So,
yeah, by drawing a card in reaction. I'm gonna give it a 1. I don't think it's gonna be played.
yep.
You said you wanted to give it a what was it?
I think I gave it a 2.
Okay, cool. Next card.
Yeah, it's fine.
We've got Gust Walker. Hunt 2,
Terrible.
level 3.
This is a color that doesn't want XP,
Yes.
and it costs a power.
I'm gonna give you a 0.
Awful.
This is
Yeah,
my first -1. Fuck that.
sure.
I just hate XP as a mechanic. It's like I don't know, man. It's like you go from Origins, right? You give us Kaisa and Origins. Let me hop over to my little Origins tab here. I have an Origins tab ready for this video. Okay, so give us Kaisa, right? Kaisa says when I conquer, draw 1. And then in this set, you have when I conquer, get nothing. And that's we're supposed to feel good about that? Like, come on, man. Like there's no tangible benefit, so yeah, I don't know. All right, next one is Petal Pixie. You have +1 for each of your units with temporary at my battlefield. I like this card. Actually, I like this card a lot. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be solid in the sprite decks. I'm gonna give it a 3
I'll give it a 3. Yeah, I think it's solid in both temporary decks.
because like you send it in and then like worst case scenario you send it in with a sprite, but then it's like 2 for 3, which is like pretty good. It gives you something to do early, and then it scales up a little bit later into the game. The more sprites you're able to make, or the more clones you're able to make and perpetuate, like in LeBlanc. So yeah, it's a solid rate for a card, and it's a permanent buff too. It stays on your opponent's turn as well. Um, Next card is Soul Shepherd. Your token units have +1 might. How do you feel about this card?
I'll give it a 2. I don't think it's going to be playable. I think it's going to be a 1. But there is a chance that, like, there's a way to spam tokens well enough, profitably enough, that this ends up being worth it. I just think 3 might in the back line is so weak to removal that he's not worth it anywhere.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I think that there will be a strategy for this one day. The fact that he is 3 might is cringe, but if they're killing him, then they're not killing, I don't know, your other guy, your Victor, or whatever else there is that's in play. I'm seeing this mostly played alongside Victor in my mind. So when it's deleted, you'll get stuff for it.
Yeah.
It pumps up your free units that you get throughout the game. So yeah, and go wide Victor, this seems pretty solid. So I'll give it a 3. And I hate that deck, so it's obviously good, right? Next card, Sprite Fountain. Temporary. When you play this, play a ready 3 might sprite unit with temporary to your base. Death Knell. Repeat this Gears play effect. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, so it gives you a sprite token this turn and at the start of your next turn. I think this is good. I think it's very good for Lilia. I'll give it a high 3 because I think it's a very important card for her, but not really anywhere else. I guess Orin plays it too.
I like this card. I'm gonna give
What do you
it
think?
as well. Yeah, I think it's a high 3 as well. I want to give it a 4 because 6 might for 2 energy and 1 powers is a really good rate. And then there are ways you can like kill this yourself. So
It kills itself.
yeah, but like there are other cards like you could detonate this or you could do other things to it that could be
True.
there's like
True.
fun little combos with this. Or like if you're in blue purple, you could like blow this up with that one. You know what I'm talking about. And then
Yeah. The everyone kills a gear acceptable losses card.
yeah, that one, yeah. So since there's fun little combos with this card, I'm gonna give it a high 3, but I'll
Sure.
hesitant to give it a 4. I want to give it a 4, but I need to see the combos first. Next card is Diana, the chosen champion, 3/3. When a showdown begins here, you may pay 1 energy if you do predict. Then reveal the top card of your main deck. If it's a spell, draw it. What do you think of Diana?
Yeah, this synergizes well with the legend, which gives you energy during the showdown, and so it becomes kind of free for her. I think it's really good to have a 3 cost 3 might, no power cost in the chosen champion zone. just in general, and with an effect that can predict then draw a card basically. It's pretty solid. It's very similar to Kaisa, who gets it when attacking and then also when defending. Um, I will give her a 4.
Yeah, I'm giving her.
I think she's very solid.
Yeah, I already typed it in, but I'm giving her a solid 4. I think this card is just great. Like it, the way
Yeah.
it reads when a showdown begins here. Like if your opponent fails to conquer her the first time, then has to send in another showdown. Like if they have to engage in multiple showdowns just to try and take down this Diana, you're looking at 3, 4 cards just with this one Diana's first conquer. So yeah, that
She can be a Draven. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely can run away with the game, and especially if you can defend it. My only issue with her is that she's in blue, which as a color is pretty underwhelming outside of like Watcher specifically. And it kind of puts you in an awkward spot. She becomes a little bit harder to defend in blue, but um, even in like blue green decks, like this card is solid. Like, yeah, no, I might have to give this.
Hmm.
I might have to give this card a 5. This is a really good card. Um,
It's a high 4 for me. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5. This is a really good card. This is definitely like you said. It's like Kaisa level, but it's cheaper. She's a little bit weaker, but she doesn't cost power. No, great card for sure. Next card is Huawei, um, Brooding Painter. When I move, draw 1, then discard 1. Then do the following based on the discarded card type. If you discard a spell, draw 1. If you discarded a gear, ready up to 2 runes. And if you discarded a unit, give him +3 might this turn. What do you think of this card?
So all these effects are nuts. But 5 energy, 5 might, 1 power, um, and no like inherent acceleration is really slow. I could see this ending up in a deck like Ezreal, but I don't know. I think Vex ends up being better there. I don't see a home for this is the thing. I think it's a strong card with no home right now. So I'll give it a 3.
I could see it in Jin. Because, like, you're going to be trying to focus on moving your units as much as possible in Jin already to get the most out of Jin. So moving this guy as well is, like, pretty solid. But, yeah, when I move is solid, and then the additional effect is solid. He swings for 8 if you discard a unit. That's pretty good rate. I want to give this card a 4.
Yep.
This card a 4.
It is a good rate.
I think it's a good card. I think it's a card. It's a soft 4, but yeah, even in like stuff like Ezreal, like you move this with Ride the Wind or something like that. That's crazy. That's a crazy turn right there. Ride the Wind, Huawei. All right.
Oh, Ride the Wind with this goes hard for sure.
Yeah, that's nasty. All right. Next card, Keeper of the Mind. Keeper of Masks. Sorry. Hidden, temporary. When you play me, play 2 reflection unit tokens here. They become copies of me. He's only got 1 might, which is not good. But
Yeah.
I,
I mean, it's good on Trifarian Warcamp. The other thing is there's an alt win condition that you can do alongside this. We'll get to that card soon. Um, 1, I don't think it's very good.
I'll give it a 2. I'm ready to get owned by some freakish combo with this card, but until that happens.
Yep.
Next card is the Blue Lilia Fei Fawn. Accelerate. When I move from a location, play a 3 might sprite unit token with temporary there. This card is incredible. I think this card is very good, personally. You get 6 might split up,
Okay.
to be fair, but for 4 runes and an energy, and you get them both ready. You get 6 might ready. So I think this card is very good.
So it does not say play the sprite token readied.
Oh, it doesn't.
That is a big downside. Yeah. If it was readied, I very much agree. But because it doesn't say readied, I put this one at a 3 personally.
Is that a typo?
I don't think so.
That sucks then. Like, you don't even get to use the sprite for anything.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is really weird. I guess it's like when you retreat, then it matters more.
Yes,
It's still a fine card. I'm gonna give it a 3. It's way worse than I thought it was though. Um,
I agree.
dang.
I think if the sprite is readied, it's a 4 bordering on a 5.
Yeah,
Without it being readied, it pulls down the whole deck a ton. Yep.
that's crazy. It's like the one card that doesn't ready the sprite. All right, moving on.
Yep.
Next card, Smoke and Mirrors. Spell, hidden, action. Choose a unit you control and another unit at a different location. If at least one of them has temporary, move each to the other's location and draw one.
I'll give it a 2. I don't really see the value of it.
I don't really see what this it does. I'm gonna give it a 1 actually. Like I just don't see this. There are better cards.
I think the best thing you can do is hide it next to the Lilia, right? And have a sprite token at the other battlefield. And then they go and attack your Lilia, and you go hot swap the two, and it makes a sprite there. And now you have two sprites that they're attacking into instead of your Lilia that they're attacking into, and you draw a card. But it's like everything has to go right for that to happen, it seems like.
Yeah, this seems bad. I'm gonna give it a 1. I might be good in
Sure.
the Lilia deck, but specifically to move your Lilia around. Yet to be seen, we've got Sprite Queen, 7 energy, 1 power for 6 might, not ideal. But when you play me, or at the start of your beginning phase, you may play a 3 might Sprite unit token with temporary to your base. So this card, I like this card. I think it's a great late game like infinite threat engine. It's solidly statted itself. It gives you 9 might, although split up on ETB, and gives you pressure every single turn afterwards that you can throw swords on or do whatever you want to with. Cards like this, Bitter Blossom style cards like in Magic the Gathering and whatnot, they end up being really good. So I don't know how it's going to be in Riftbound, but what do you think of it?
Yeah, I think it's too small, too late game, too like killable, not quite enough value. I'm giving this a 2. I really don't think it's going to turn out that strong. I could be wrong. I haven't really tested much with this card, but it feels like it's not worth the price.
I'm like trying to think about this. So you play it, you get a sprite, you send in the sprite, whatever. The sprite maybe trades with something. And then maybe you get a sprite on the next turn that you can swing in for 9, and you can split that up, and you'll have like watchers with it and whatnot. I like this card. If there's a way to accelerate to it, then it's really good. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 3.
it's also the same price as Watcher, and so it's like, am I really choosing this over Watcher? It's hard to ever say yes to that for me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play this alongside Watcher, which clumps up your curve for sure. But it's a cool card.
Yeah.
It's a cool card. I do like cards like that. It's like the Blue Aurora Kappa. No, it's not. But free guys every turn. It's hard to argue with that. Like it's just good.
Hmm.
Next one is Sumpworks Map. 2 energy cost gear that does have reaction and temporary as well. And when your opponent scores, draw 1 card. What do you think of this card?
It's fine. It's often hard to time it right to get the draw 2, but it's cheap on energy for a draw 2. I'll give it a 2. It could see play.
I like this card. I am also gonna give it a 2. So, yeah, just fun design, and maybe can make your opponent think twice before putting their guys into a battlefield.
I did read this and I was like, I can't believe they printed Maxi for this game.
Nah, the temporary really fucks it up, right?
I mean, it's the same as Maxi, where it only works for 1 turn.
True. True. That's funny. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about this too? Is that if you can do stuff with it, like kind of what we were talking about with the sprite gear, like if you can do something with it, at the start of your beginning
Yeah.
somehow. I'm not sure how you would do that, but anyway,
There's like a reaction to bounce a gear to hand, right? You could bounce this back to hand with that and then play it again.
I could see it.
That's interesting.
There's something somewhere. Someone will figure it out. Not me, but someone will figure it out. Xylean, the Time Mage. Once each turn, if you would play a token while I'm at a battlefield, you may play that token and an additional copy of it instead.
Gonna be a 3 from me. We don't know how this guy works yet with whether or not the tokens also copy readied state or whether or not reflection tokens get the attributes of what they're reflecting when it's copied by this. We assume that it's going to work out right, but currently the rules don't really have a clause for that. Um, this guy could be a 2 or a 1 even if that doesn't work out. I could see him also seeing play in a couple of decks for tokens.
I really don't like the clause that he has to be at a battlefield. That's the worst
Yeah.
about this. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a 2. Getting him to a battlefield, getting him to stick there is just going to be a pain in the ass. And he has no like ETB effect, and he has no death knell effect. So you'll just send him in, he'll die, and then you've wasted 2 turns trying to set him up. And the cost for the might rate is very low. He gets mogged by Draven. So yeah, I think just because he has to be at a battlefield, there's just better cards to do. Like I'm comparing this to the other card that's like
Yeah.
all your tokens get +1. They're similarly costed. That one is actually cheaper. And that one just seems better because he gives you the rate up front. All right, next card, Blue Sentinel.
Blue Draven. Kind of. 4 energy and a power for 4 might. So 4 energy for 4 might matches. A power like Draven's power effect. Shield 2, so he goes up to 6 while defending. Your hold effects for holding trigger an additional time here. When I hold, add 1 power at the start of your next main phase. So because that gets doubled, then he adds 2 power. So he's very similar to Red Draven in the stat lineup, in the cost of power, in the getting gold versus adding power. What do you think?
Yeah, this card's good. I like it. I think it's got a lot of relevant effects. Adding power is cool. Lets you ramp up towards some of your more powerful effects. Blue is very power hungry. They have that one card from Spirit Forged, which I will pull up real quick. I believe it's called Temporal. No, what's it called? It's the draw 3 Premonition. There we go. Premonition
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
cost. So if you have like a deck full of like premonitions and like seals and time warps and cards that are very power hungry, the Blue Sentinel works really well. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 3. Seems.
Yep.
What do you think? 3 as well?
I'm giving this a 4.
Wow.
I think this is very strong for the decks that want it. I think this brings like Ari up almost a whole tier. I think it's very strong, yeah. It defends for 6 for 4 cost. So it's very strong early.
That is really annoying. Yeah, I do like this card.
Yeah.
I do like this card. I think it's strong. I'm gonna give it a solid 3. The only issue with it is like I'm an Aurora player, right? So I'm gonna look at this card and be like, oh, and then I'm just gonna attack it with like a Dead Bloom, and then I'm gonna win, and then it's gonna die, and then they're not gonna get any of their effects. So,
Yeah, but if, for example, right, there was that 2-drop we looked at that is 1 might and shield 2 and tank. If you move that in, play this next to it, you're defending for 9.
yeah,
And the 2-drop has tank. So a Dead Bloom doesn't even kill the Blue Sentinel
yep,
if it goes in against that.
that is.
So like they have the tools to protect this a lot better than they used to. Yeah.
Agree. I think that the units in green and blue this time around, there's some solid ones. Between Diana and that, what is it, the Mouser? I believe you called it, or whatever it was called.
Yeah, mutated Mauser.
Mutated Mouser, yeah, and then the Blue Sentinel. I'm excited to see where this card goes. I'm gonna give it a 3 for now. But I'm happy to be wrong with this. All right, next card.
Reasonable.
Palace. Oh, we're split on this one. We're split on this one.
Oh boy.
This one. I know we're split on this one. I know you think this card is up.
I think it's terrible, and creates wins out of nowhere. But I do think there's a deck or two that it has a home in. Like, for example, Lux. I think it fits very well into where you want units and you have excessive cards in hand. Um, but yeah, exactly 4 cards in hand, exactly 4 units at a battlefield at the start of your beginning phase, you win the game. There are a couple cards that got revealed recently that help you to add units at the beginning phase, like the create 4 bird tokens card that you mentioned, or the hidden card that creates 2 reflections of itself. Both of those can have you suddenly get to 4 unexpectedly. So it did get better from that, but it's expensive. It's weird. I don't know.
I want to give this.
Where are you at?
I'm gonna give this card a 5. I think this is a game-changing card.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an OTK card. We don't previously have anything of this type in all of Riftbound. We don't have anything else that wins the game in one turn. And so this is such a powerful effect that it's worth pretty much warping your entire deck around, similar to Dazzling Aurora. And I do think, especially with the addition of a lot of the new cards we've gotten that make sprites, that make tokens, the bird tokens, and just like naturally being able to construct your deck in a way that can get to this game state fairly easily, this is going to be such a pain in the ass to play against. Because, especially if you're playing a little bit of a slower deck, or maybe another late game deck like Aurora that is a little bit more reactive, or a little bit more like you need a lot of time to come back into a game, and this just beats you in one turn, it doesn't give you that time. It just changes the pace of play in a way that's ridiculously uncomfortable. And then you could also see this like just as a one of in Victor, where they can randomly cheese you with this. Like you could be up like 7 points to 0. They put this in play. They put a bunch of guys on the field, and they're like they just defend them with like hidden blades and shit. And you're just like, well, it's been fun. I fought really hard, and then I lost in one turn. I think this card is insane. I don't know. I could be wrong. Where are you placing it?
So I do think the win condition is slightly easier to hit than Grand Plaza, which is a battlefield where if you have 7 units there when you hold, you win the game, but not that much easier. Um, I will put this at a 3. I think there's going to be a deck or two that plays it. I think it will warp the game while it's on the board, but I don't think it's like an amazing card in those decks. I think it's a fine card.
Yeah. Another thing is it's just like it's a repeatable discard outlet that gives you like deflect dudes that you can suit up with swords, which is like just the other.
I think that's the bigger thing. Yeah.
The fact that it like actively does do something on top of like threatening this fucking OTK. I really don't like that this card was printed. I just want to preface and say that I don't like this type of card in the game, because more cards like this in the game means that you're going to have more non-games, and that's something I really liked about Spirit Forged and Origins Riftbound, is that there was you had to play the full length of the match out. Like there had to be a winner or a loser with 8 points, and you had to score those 8 points in mostly conventional ways. This just changes that completely. So, I don't know. Yeah. Interesting card.
Yeah, reasonable.
Next card is Jin, Meticulous Killer. The blue Jin. What do you think about this card?
So I have a theory that 1 power for 4 might unit is like on rate. So he's like fine. He's nothing special, basically. And I think that if he does work well, it's in like the Jin deck that wants to be spending all its energy on spells. Or in Lux, who also wants to be spending her energy on spells. But I don't think he's like busted in those decks. I'll put him at like a 3. He's just another way to play him.
I think free spells are always good. I'm gonna give him a 4. It's gonna be a hard 4 as well. Just looking at stuff like the Battering Ram and the Rasa and how much they specifically warped the game. And even, what's that one guy, the guy when you look at him on the deck, you play him, the purple guy?
Nocturne.
Yeah. Even him, he like single-handedly bumps up the power level of like the Sivir deck. So yeah, I think when you're getting into casting units for functionally free, at 4 might, like that's really good. People play Noxus, which is not free, and it's 4 might, and it's considered to be a tier
2 energy. But
yeah, it's your
1 power is a lot. Power is expensive.
That's true. That's true. Maybe I'm thinking more along the lines of like the blue decks, maybe playing that Gear Hulk guy. The what is it? The God, what is his name? We just looked at him. Blue Sentinel. Like
The Blue Sentinel.
you might be
Hmm.
getting power for free, and especially if you're playing Jin, you might be getting more power for free here and there as well. So, um,
Yeah.
the nature of power itself may change as we get more cards. Maybe not too much. It is still expensive, but yeah, free units are always great. So I'm gonna give it a 4. Moving on, LeBlanc. This is one you're a fan of, the champion unit.
Yes. I think LeBlanc's good. I think this card in particular helps Lilia probably. I still don't know how Lilia wants to be built, but backline so that you have to kill the tokens before her, and your temporary effects at my battlefield don't trigger. Means that your sprites don't die, your reflection tokens don't die. 4 for 4, no power cost, chosen champion, always is fine, bare minimum. I will put her at a 4.
I'm gonna give her a 5, just because I think she creates a whole archetype in and of herself, where you can use
Yeah.
her like on her own and then just clone herself, and then that clone can make more clones, and she's kind of like an infinite resource engine in just one card, which is really cool. And on top of that, like her whole deck is like it's a totally new deck that we haven't seen before, a clone style deck.
Yep.
And I said at the beginning of the video, if something is strong enough to create its own archetype, then I gotta give it a 5. So yeah. All right, next card.
Yeah, that's fair.
Concentrate.
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 Us.
Video.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So this one, draw 2, cost 2 less if you're level 6, cost 4 less if you're level 11. I don't know if you play this or the green 2 cost with repeat that stack decks for a unit. But they're both ways that XP can find his broken units once he gets high enough XP. Um it's fine. It's a one deck card, I think. 2.
I'm giving it a 1. I don't believe in the XP deck, man. I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
All right, next card.
Yeah.
Damasian Diplomat. When you play me, give me 1 XP. We're in orange now, so gonna see a lot of XP cards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a 1,
Orange is
I guess. Maybe it's
all XP decks have orange.
yes.
I think 2. I think he's fine in XP decks, but he's not like premium 2 drop.
I like ETB. ETB is good. That's why he's a 2. Next
Yeah.
card, Dragon Soul Sage. Reaction. Add 1 energy. Our first mana dork in the entire game that isn't a seal. How do you feel about this card?
I don't really see where he's useful right now. I mean, he could end up being something, but I'll give him a 1. I don't see why we would want him.
I'm going to give this card a. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. It's definitely going to be good at some point, which is the annoying part.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 1.
This is a 1 with 5 potential.
Yeah, it is like. I'll give it a 1 question mark again. Yeah, run
Yeah.
question mark. Next card, Gem Hand Hunter. Hunt. When you conquer a hold, gain 1 XP, level 6. This card, it just can't be good, right? Like,
I think this is a 30. I think this is a solid in all of the XP decks. In Yi, it becomes a 4 might at level 6, so it's like decently statted for 2 then. And you usually conquer and then hold pretty comfortably, so he's going to be gaining multiple XP early. I think he's a 3.
okay. You know what? I'll just. You have more experience in the XPE. I'll give it a 2. I'll average our 2 scores, but I just.
Sure.
Ever adding Gem Hand Hunter to my deck, you know something is wrong. Something is wrong.
If you're ever adding a 2 drop to your deck, period, and it's not named Vi, something is wrong.
I need big units. Even the Mana Dork, the one
Yep.
for the big units, doesn't quite cut it. Grim Resolve. Action. Play on your turn Orange Showdowns. Give a friendly unit +3 this turn. If it wins combat, gain 2 XP. I like this card. What do you think about this one?
This is really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing you can do is you can use this going into combat, right? You can conquer, and so you get whatever hunt you have, you get the 2 XP from this, and then you can charm a unit into your big unit that is increased by 3 might and gain another 2 AXP. So this is great for speeding up the um, XP curve of these decks.
I'm
I give this a 4.
or yeah, this is
Yeah,
almost archetype making in and of itself. Like cards like this,
I think it is. Yeah.
it's what the XP cards need to look like for the archetype to be playable. The other cards that we've
Yep.
seen so far are just like worse versions of other cards that have XP text slapped on them, and that just makes me angry. But this card like is a good card on its own, and then on top of that, it does something unique in the XP field that encourages you for doing more combo stuff, which is cool. So, yeah, I like this card. I like the design of it too.
Yes.
And no power cost, so nice. Next card is Hunter.
Of course. It's a punch first without power cost.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Hunter's Machete is. I like this card. I like equipment in general. I didn't know how to evaluate it at the beginning of last set. Um,
Yeah.
I think that you probably play it at least as a one of in the Yi deck.
I don't hate it. I think it's better than the other XP equip that we looked at that was in green. Um I don't love it either, but yeah, it is on rate, right? 2 for a power, 3 cost is like decently high, but gaining the hunt as well, it's fine. It's fine. It's like high 2, low 3. It's
I'll,
probably playable somewhere.
I'll give it a two. I'll give it a two. I think I'll give you a three, and then that way we can be split on this card. Um,
Sure, sounds good.
Next card, Kinkao Initiate. When you play me, draw one for if your other units have total might 5 or more. 3 for 3. Um,
This was weird. So he doesn't include himself. If you have any mighty units, he instantly draws one. I think this is going to be good. No power cost, being able to often draw a card, but I don't have a ton of confidence in that. I will put him at 3.
I just don't really know what deck you're playing this in. Like, like if you're at the point where you already have a mighty unit in play. Okay, let's say you don't have a mighty unit in play. This card sucks, right? It's just like whatever. If you do have a mighty unit in
Yeah.
play, then do you want to be spending your energy on a 3/3? Like, probably not.
I
Then
mean, I like a card that I can play like turn 1 going second or turn 2, and it's like fine. It can beat over their 2 drop. And also later game, it will draw me a card instead of being dead.
in the fabled mid-range volley bear deck that shouldn't exist,
Hmm.
probably does. This card is probably fine, but then it doesn't even. It's not even mighty itself. Like it doesn't have like a.
Orange also does not have a lot of good draw power.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
front and nothing else.
yeah, exactly. It
Doesn't
sucks.
have show of strength, which is like what I'm comparing this card to directly, and I think show of strength
Hmm.
is just better. It's a reaction; it can draw multiple.
I think this is not for a deck that goes and spams mighty units, but it's for like a Fiora deck that's only gonna have like one on board, or like a Poppy or something, or set.
Yeah. Fiora, if you make this mighty in Fiora, then it's pretty good. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a three. I'll give it a three.
Yeah, it's about you just have one other mighty unit on board. It's not about making this one mighty so much.
Well, in Fiora, you want to make something mighty to get her effect.
Yes.
So you would
Yeah.
put a sword on it, and then because it's not already mighty, there's a benefit to it being weaker, as opposed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Fiora there is.
Yeah. So I could see it. I could see it seeing play. Targonian Visionary, level 11. I have +4 might, 6/6. I don't think this is.
So exclusively a Yi card. And in Yi, once you get to level 11, this is 11 might for 6 energy enters ready, which is good. I like this guy. I think you just want more copies of Yi basically, and he's a worse Yi. But he's not like great. I'll put him at a high 2.
Man, you really like this XP deck. I just don't see it.
I do.
I'm like,
I do. I think it came together well.
I'll have to see it in action. I'll have to see it in action because I just don't see like you do all this and then you get a
Yeah.
vanilla that's like slightly stronger and then they can just foff it. Like, you don't get any effects. You know what I mean? You gotta get the effects. Anyway, towering combatant, shield to. Wait, what did you give him again? Sorry, I forgot to enter it.
2.
Okay, cool. I gave him a one.
Yeah.
But yeah, towering
Yeah.
combatant,
Makes sense.
shield two, tank. I don't.
1.
Yeah, just a one.
Not good.
Next card. Voracious Gromp, Hunt 3, 5/5.
1.
Yeah, same.
I think 5 is honestly too expensive to not do something busted.
Yeah. Call to battle. This is our first kind of orange interactive spell. Move a unit you control to a battlefield you control. Then choose an opponent. They move a unit they control to that same battlefield. Similar to a challenge, but you can kind of gang up on things, and it does cost a little more, and it's also not an action. So, how do you feel about this guy?
I really don't know what to think about it right now. Uh, it feels good because it. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sorry. The important thing about this is move a unit you control to a battlefield you control.
Yes.
So because you have to already control it, it's not good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking.
1.
I feel like this is like you're already ahead, so it's like you're hunting.
Yeah. It also doesn't work with Yi because you're moving a unit to a battlefield and then you have 2 units there, and so the Yi passive doesn't trigger.
Yeah, you would never play this
Yeah.
over challenge, and you're already like fighting to find deck
Right.
for challenge. So it is a little bit unfortunate that they print cards like this that are like pretty much not strictly worse than challenge, but it's just like why would you would need a very specific scenario to play this over challenge, and it feels like we're getting a lot of very specific cards in this set, so nothing really slots.
Yeah.
Where
It's a sealed card I'm
yeah, I'm just speaking as kind of the set as a whole. Like there's so many cards that don't just like slot immediately into decks. It's like XP or like very specific like sprite style cards.
Yep.
In the past two sets, it felt like the Spirit Forge cards went very naturally into like the Origin cards and vice versa. So, um,
Yes. There's a lot more like tribalism in this set.
yeah, exactly. Great way to put it. Crowd favorite Hunt. When you conquer hold game 1 XP, spend 2 XP to buff him.
1.
Yeah, same. All right, next. Disposal Order. We were talking about this one the other day. Kind of a
Yeah.
prophecy, right?
Yes. Choose up to 3 cards from their trash, their owner's recycle, or draw 1. I think it's a 1, to be honest. I think you have to be doing both of these for it to be better than that, and just doing 1 is not worth it.
This card will be better inevitably. Once we get the big
Yes.
reanimator strategy that's going to pop off eventually, this card will be better. And we may actually get that reanimator strategy moving into the next set, but I'll talk about that more when we get to Elder Dragon, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite Elder Dragon, but we have Gentle Gem Dragon. When you play me or another dragon, ready up to 2 runes. I do like this card. I like this card a lot. I think it's good.
Yeah. So this fits into the Dragon Volley style deck. I don't know how good it is. You have any idea?
Yes, I think this card is a 4, a hard 4 in that deck. And outside of that deck, it's also solid. 8 for 8 that readies 2 runes means you can then use something like the red card that readies a guy, or you can use something like Ride the Wind in the purple decks, and then score your last 2 points. And you can do that on 8 runes, which is important. Yeah, I really like this card. I think 8 Might is obviously great. I think untapping your runes, we've seen that lead to infinite combos in other games, and it's not just the Gem Dragon. It's any other dragon after that. So it's kind of like he's like an insane way to cascade out of the Herald. I don't know if you know the Dragon Herald, that Herald of
Yeah.
Scales or something like that.
Reduces the cost of dragons by 2. Yeah.
So you could easily just like pump out like 3 of these guys in a turn, and then like have readied runes at the end of it. Like if you have 2 of these out, every dragon you play is basically free. So
Yeah, you could go infinite with this.
yeah, this is a good card. Like a potentially broken card, but definitely a good card. What do you think?
I thought it was bad, but then I realized the fact that it also readies when he plays himself. I did not notice that at first. I think he's fine. Yeah. I think he's not good in enough decks for me to give him a 4. I don't think he's going to be that meta. Like, not many people will be on decks with him. I'll give him a 3. I think he is solid.
I'm interested to see where this dragon deck goes. I know Laggy was putting on a show with it in Vegas, and I think that it only gets better with the next set and potential ban list. So, um, yeah, I'm excited to
Yes,
see where it goes.
I agree.
All right, next guy we've got is the Imposing Challenger, 5/5. When I move, you may move an enemy unit here with less might than me to a different battlefield. I don't like this card. It's a 1 for me.
Yeah. Um, there's some weird cool things it can do. It's one of the few cards that can attack an overzealous fan and beat it, but it's not like consistent enough. I like one. Makes sense.
Can't attack a Draven and beat it, so get the fuck out of here. All right. Next card.
Mm.
Interesting one. Repulse. Reaction 1 and 1 power. Choose a friendly unit at a battlefield to counter an enemy spell or ability that chooses it and no other friendly unit. So give your guy hexproof or whatever for a turn for 1 energy and 1 power. I think this card's good.
20,
Yeah.
30 stars.
This card is this is just insane. Counters the rebuke.
Yeah. So green orange doesn't really care about this because they already have not so fast that does the same thing but more flexibly for 1 more energy. However, yeah, countering rebuke for a deck like Set that literally lost to rebuke and was unplayable because of rebuke basically. Insane. So strong. Very important for orange to have this. Changes so much for them. Yeah.
In my mind, I'm comparing this to Unyielding Spirit, I believe is the card from Origins. And
Yes.
that card was
Yeah.
incredible in the Origins metagame, and also is really good against Volibear, weirdly specifically. And the fact that it fell out of favor,
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason that I had success at the regionals, because nobody had Unyielding Spirits against me when I Stormbringered them or Yona'd them or whatever. But
Yep.
this card is giving that energy, it's giving that vibe, and I think this card is going to see play in almost every single orange deck as a way to just counter rebuke specifically, or counter one of the other cards we may see in the purple section of this.
Yeah. Any orange deck without a better counter spell. Very much agree. It will be there.
Stare down, choose a friendly enemy unit at a battlefield, move all enemy units at that battlefield with. You get the idea. What do you think of this one?
It's weird. You can like clear a battlefield to go for the win if your opponent's trying to hard hold. I don't really understand when I would want to use it other than the last turn of the game. I'm inclined to give this like a 2. I think it'll see some play somewhere, but it doesn't feel great. It might be a 3. It might end up being that strong. It's fine.
I think it's probably it's a movement card, right? So
Yeah. But it's a moving them card.
oh, it doesn't move your guy.
No, it only moves them and only away from a battlefield and only if they're already smaller than you. So it's like, it's pretty limited. It is 2 energy, no power cost. But
I'm gonna give it a 1.
I think it's probably an Aurora card.
Why? You would never play this in Aurora.
If they have like a Trifarian War Camp with 22 might units on it, you push them all back, kind of thing. Right?
There are better cards.
I mean, maybe that's not worth it. Yeah.
There are better cards.
I don't know. It's a weird one.
Wily new fish. On to the new fish. On to the new fish.
Yeah.
Half newt, half fish, all nuisance. What do you think of the newt fish?
1.
Same. All right. Next
Yeah.
card.
Just not good.
All right. Next card is the
Blood Rose. 1 cost gear. When you play a unit, you may pay 1 to gain 1 XP. So all of your units gain ETBs basically. Spend 3 XP, tap, ready a unit. I think this is a 3 or a 4. I think it's a very strong card in XP decks because readying units is nuts. And being able to gain XP consistently with all of your excess runes is also very valuable. So 3 or a 4 for me. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 4. And the reason I'm going to give it a 4 is it allows you to sort of play the XP deck without having to play all the shitty XP cards. Like, you can just play regular
Yes.
units and gain XP off of them. And then
Yes.
that's, like, fine. And then you can use it to spend the XP. It has a way to utilize the XP if you're not even really utilizing it. So, 1 cost, basically free. It does put you down a card, but if you have ways to rebuild that card, then it shouldn't matter too much. I do like this card. I think it is archetype carrying. There are a lot of cards that I want to play in the XP decks, like maybe the Ivern that searches for more units, or maybe like, I don't know, just guys that draw cards like Stellacorn and stuff like that, like that are just good cards, generically good cards, but don't naturally fit
Hmm.
the XP strategy. This card makes it so that they do, and that it makes me like the strategy a little bit more. All right, next card, Clash of Giants. This is a card I haven't even looked at yet. Whoa.
Yeah, it's basically singularity. You choose two opponents' units usually, deal their mites to each other. So it'll kill one of them, and if they're the same might, kills both of them. It's fine. It's nice for orange that they have this effect. They probably don't want it most often.
I
One.
I don't know if you're ever using this over Stormbringer.
I mean, most decks cannot play Stormbringer, to be clear.
I don't know any other orange decks that can't play Stormbringer. I feel like there's only one
Yeah.
orange deck.
There's only one orange deck in the universe, you're right. Yep.
And even Stormbringer is like, this is a really expensive challenge. I'm gonna give this a 0. I don't think this is good.
It hits two of their units. It's much more similar to Singularity, but yeah,
But
it's not very
they
good.
have to be the same might. If one of them is even bigger, it's
Yes.
not good. It's
I mean, I could see this end up being a side deck card or like a very weird specific meta card, but I agree. I don't think it's very good.
I think the best this card is ever gonna be is you're playing the Aurora Mirror, and they have two Elder Dragons, and you just run them into each other. That would be fun.
Yes.
That would be
Yep.
fire. Okay, I'll give it a 1.
That kind of thing can happen for sure.
If you can pull off the Elder Dragon Ram, then Determined Sentry.
Yep. Deserved.
I can't move to base 1/1. What do you think of Determined Sentry?
It is the first unit that we can do where you could play two of it in any orange deck and then double conquer, um, going into turn two. I don't think it's very good, but it is really interesting to start having one drops. Um, and a lot of the power of two drops doesn't come just in there like, oh, I can play this on turn one, but in the I have 6 runes this turn and I need to hold up 4, so I only have 2 left, so I guess I'll play a 2 drop so that I get some value from my hand and my rune. And this guy is even more flexible than that. I could see him end up seeing play somewhere. I imagine it's going to wait until we have more 1 drops before he does. I'll give him a 1 for now, but I think he has future potential.
I'm gonna give him a 1 out of 1. He's a 1. Yeah.
He is a 1 of 1 right now.
Yeah, 1 of 1. He's a 1 of 1, 1/1. Next,
Yes.
we have a 2/1 Irresistible Fey Folk. When I move to a battlefield, you may move an enemy unit to that battlefield. Pretty interesting.
I'm going with 4. I think this is less an early game card and more a late game card, but I think he will be very strong.
This card is fucked up. I'm also gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read this effect.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, you put a couple swords on this bad boy. He's just killing everything on attack. That's nasty.
Yeah, or you move him into a battlefield you control and you have like a Draven there and you pull their guy in and it's just like he's just a charm
Yeah,
on legs.
yeah. Not continuous, repeatable charm, and combos well with units that have tank too. Oh, dude, this card's gonna be nasty, dude.
Yep.
This is a sick card.
Yep.
All right, next one. We've got your boy, Master Yi. Let him know.
My boy Yi. This guy is so important for the XP deck. Hunt to level 6, deflect and ganking. This guy is why most of the time you're able to get enough XP for it to be playable. I think it's a 4 in that deck. I think you also play it in Poppy. I don't think Poppy is good. And I think you maybe play it in a couple other decks and like splash a little XP there, potentially. I think Kha'Zix also could play this. I don't know how many he wants of it. I'm giving this a 4. I think this makes XP a deck.
Yeah, I'd have to see it in action, but until I do, I'm gonna give it a 1. As far as I can tell,
Sure.
it's just a vanilla 4/4. So yeah, it's got to be a 1.
Yeah. You read anything with the word XP on it, and you're like, that is not an effect. It does not exist.
You just have to do so much for it to not be a vanilla. And then even once you've done all that, it's still just a 4/4. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just not great. The next card I do think is actually pretty good. This is Nidali, the cat form. Has ambush, and when it wins combat, you get to draw one. So I do like this card quite a bit. He's like a little build your own Draven. What do you think of this guy?
Yeah. Rengar brings this guy in for 5 might because of the legend. He's strong. He's sort of like Kaisa in that, he comes in, he wins the combat, he draws. Um, and in that sense, he is significantly cheaper than Kaisa, but you can't play him unaccelerated for no power cost. And not being able to play him for no power is a big downside to me. I think this guy's a 3. He looked super strong, and then when playing with him, he was kind of mid.
Yeah, I just really don't like 4 might. That's like the downside here. But in specifically Rengar, it's like fine. I do think it is a solid 3 because if you can pump him up with a couple swords, then yeah, the card's just nasty. Just every combat you win, you draw cards, and like we saw with Draven, I mean, like that's all it takes to be a tier 1 deck is winning combat and drawing cards. So um, having that
Yep.
all on one card is pretty good. It does cost power, but yeah, it is a good card. Next card is Nila, accelerate and ganking, and when she moves, you gain 1 XP. She's also
Yeah. This costs power. She's overstated but costs power. Any card that is 3 energy, 1 power is like instantly terrible in my mind, and this one just doesn't do enough for it to be not.
uh trying to think. Yeah, it probably sucks. It says XP on it, so
It does say XP on
I'll
it.
give it a 1. I'll give it a 1.
It says everything you like in like accelerate and ganking, and the effect is a when I move. And then it has those last 3 words, gain 1 XP, and all of a sudden it goes from a 5 in your mind down to a 1. Because all of the other words were nice until then.
It could have
Yep.
said when I move, do nothing, and I would have given it a higher score. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
because
True.
it's just like you're spending 2 power to gain 1 XP. Ugh, don't love that. It's probably better than a 1. It's probably better than a 1, but I'm gonna give it a 1. What do you think?
I'm giving it a 1. Yep.
Solid. All right. Next card is Poppy. You just said she's not good. I'm inclined to agree with your assessment.
Yeah. This is a XP leader, orange yellow, and the champion deflect when you play me if an opponent scores within 3 points of the victory score, ready me, and gain 3 XP. So 3 XP the legend uses for a draw, which means this can say ready me and draw a card basically. I mean, it's a fine unit, but like any 5 cost unit again has to be busted, and this doesn't look like it's quite that. 2,
I'm gonna give it a 1. Yeah, I don't
sure.
see. It says XP, so no.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just thinking about a play you can make with this card where your opponent's at 4 points because they're playing around Poppy, and then you charm them into the battlefield, make them score a point, then play her ready, gain your 3 XP, and then kill her in Master Yi. That'd be kind of cool. But
Mm, that would be funny.
I don't. I just like thinking of niche plays is not. It's not great, right?
Yeah, no.
Forcing your opponent to score.
Let me give my opponent a point. Yeah.
Yeah. Arachnoid Horror is our next card. I don't love uh the cost of this card for 6 might because once again, like,
Super expensive.
yeah, but it is a cool effect. It is a really cool.
And it's a cool art.
Yeah,
Also a cool art.
it is a very cool art. And
Yeah.
the hunt is like an afterthought. Like the rest of the effects are just great. So I'm all for like the mini Dead Bloom meta that we're moving into, where just every card is Dead Bloom.
Yes.
I like that because it's just like, oh, you thought you could go to a battlefield with a 2-drop? Now there's a giant spider.
Yeah.
And I just like that. I think that this card is strong. I think it's it's gonna see a lot of play. We're gonna see a mono Dead Bloom deck with like Snapvines and Rangars and Arachnoids and Dead Blooms itself, of course.
What is it? Demacian Diplomat? No. What's the there's a 4 energy, 4 might, 1 power mini Dead Bloom as well. I forget his name.
One power.
That guy too.
One. I thought you said.
Yeah.
I was like one might. What the?
No. 4 might.
That's funny. Yeah, mono.
Yeah.
Predators.
He's half a Dead Bloom.
I'm gonna give this card a 3. It turns all your guys into Dead Blooms. That's kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's fine. They do have to be alone at a battlefield, so he's like matchup specific, I think.
That's why he's
But in certain matchups he will be. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll put him at 2.
you can slam this with a punch first and like just I don't know, just
Yeah.
it gets you a lot
He
of
very much could be a 3.
it gets you a lot
Yes.
of tempo, which is like just the nice part about these effects. And like 6 is still bad. It doesn't kill Draven. That's the frustrating part. Next card is the Elder Dragon. This is like why are we even talking about the rest of the set?
5.
Yeah, just
5.
10, bro.
Yes.
In
Guys, ban Aurora.
nah,
Please.
it's a fair.
Please, Riot.
Dude, did you see that tweet? It was like Ali Antrazi's tweet, and he was like, "No, you don't need to ban Aurora. It's in a tier 2 deck." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like,
Right.
"He hasn't flipped an Elder Dragon yet. It hasn't happened."
Yeah. I made my own like tier list for this coming meta of what I'm expecting. And of the top 5 decks, I think 4 of them are Aurora decks. Something like that. Like it just Aurora flip Elder Dragon is just so broken.
It's so dumb, and like the dumb part about it too is it's like you don't have to think. Like there's no skill in that.
No.
Like
No, none.
the other day we played, and I was playing Master Yi Aurora, and you were playing I don't know some
Yep.
technical deck. Was it the token deck or the? I don't even remember.
It was LeBlanc. I was trying LeBlanc, yeah.
Yeah, and I played an Aurora, and then I flipped this guy, and then it just nuked your board, and then you were like starting to come back, and then the Aurora just flipped another one. I was just like, I didn't make any decisions. I did nothing. I played an Aurora and I won. It was like I didn't even have to outplay you. I didn't even have to know really what your cards did or like and you were like popping off. You were getting like crazy death knell triggers and everything, and I was just like, all right, Elder Dragon, G.
Yo, there's literally nothing better to do in the coming format than play an Elder Dragon off Aurora. It doesn't exist.
Even going to it outside of the context of Aurora, right? We have this dragon shell, this Herald of Scales. We have mana dorks. We have a lot of accelerants in the format. We have a lot of dragon support from the previous 2 sets. And this card slots into that deck as well. And even hard casting this card is still really good because it's an instant stabilizer.
Yes.
Kill any 3 on hard cast is crazy good. And like you could do this on 10 runes if you have just 1 Herald of the Scales out. And that's like pretty reasonable. Like that's not unreasonable at all. So even with Aurora banned, like this card is still a 5 in my opinion. I don't know about what you think.
I think he goes down to a 4, but I honestly do think without Aurora, there is still a deck around him somehow. He is top end for something. Yeah.
Yeah, or like in Volibear where you just end up at 12 runes like very consistently by turn 4 or turn 5. Like this guy's just happening. Like I don't know. Yeah, fantastic card. Probably should have been worse. Yeah.
I think this card is perfectly fine as long as Aurora is not around. I think the only issue is the combo of the 2 of them.
I was actually thinking about this too because we have no tutors in this game. Aurora is the only way to tutor a unit in this entire game. All you have to do is play only that unit. And theoretically, you could play Purple Orange Aurora with just Elder Dragons.
Yes.
And you could just hit Elder Dragon every time, and then they kill your Elder Dragon, and then you shovel it back.
I think it's also good to have some amount of Mind Splitter in there, because sometimes you do want to take it from their hand instead of wipe their board, so that you wipe both. But yeah, pretty much that's all you need. That's why Purple Aurora is so good. You just play busted ass shit and spam more Elder Dragon faster than any other Aurora deck.
Yeah, I'll be really sad if Dazzling Aurora gets banned. It's my favorite card in the whole game, and obviously I have a set, so it would be a huge nerf to me. But if it does, then I think it would make the game a little bit more stomachable moving into Unleashed. Next unit
Yeah.
is Kha'Zix. This is a little bit of whiplash after seeing Elder Dragon. What do you think?
Yeah. No. 5 for 5 plus a power needs to be broken. Isn't broken. 1. Not good.
I'll give this card a. I mean, I just looked at an Elder Dragon. This is a -1. This is. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Our,
This is recoil from the Elder Dragon wearing off. Don't worry, the next one will be good enough that it will like start to re-regulate your dopamine receptors and we'll be able to actually have some conversation.
okay, okay, we're back. We're back. It's another Dead Bloom guy.
Yes.
So of
Yeah. Yep.
we have Tiger Dead Bloom guy, who is almost identical to Spider Dead Bloom guy. I think he's fine. It's fine. It's like a 3 for me. What do you think?
I think it's a 4 because it's a chosen champ and it lines up so well with Rengar. Where in Rengar, right, this is a 5 energy, 1 power, 7 might jump in on the battlefield. And that is just so much might for 5. It's very obnoxious early to deal with. It's overstated. Big, fast, exactly what Rengar wants. I think it works really well there.
It
Yeah.
kills Draven, which is the big thing, right? Can you kill a Draven? And the answer is fuck yeah, he can kill a Draven. I hate
Hmm.
it costs a power, and I hate that you can't.
It's basically a Darius.
It is basically a Darius in Rengar, but you don't need to have another spell,
Yes.
which is nice.
Right. You can do it on 5.
Outside of Rengar, he's not as good because he's just 6.
I agree.
So it's probably still fine. It's probably still like a soft 4. But I'm going to go with a hard 3 just because 6 might is like, it's kind of the threshold below like really good. So yeah. All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Sure.
Next card, Bewitching Spirit. We're into the broken color. Purple. So everything has to be, because it's purple, has to be at least 3 stars. So we're now on the scale.
That is a rule of law.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give this card a 5. Um,
This one's a 3 for me.
really.
Yeah, they choose what to discard. There's too much that you can do with like doing better with draw power. They can just like, keep their progress day in hand and then use it. They can discard the one card they're never going to use anyway. You need like to loop them of resources and then start looping this for it to be good. And I just don't think there's a way to get to that point consistently right now.
I like this guy in Pike. I think that you're gonna get to a point where you're shredding the hand, or you're like, discarding their stuff, or not discarding their stuff, bouncing their stuff with Rebuke and Gust, and another card we'll see later on, and then you'll bounce it, then play this guy to discard it, and then you'll bounce this guy back to your hand, and then you'll be able to play him again, and then basically loop sort of bounces and discards to deal with stuff. Anything that ETBs and forces your opponent to discard a card is really annoying to play against, especially if you're playing something.
It's annoying for sure.
I don't ever want to play against this card, and so I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah.
Because if this gets played against me, I'm already annoyed that I have to face it. And then the first time, maybe you discard a card you don't need that much, but then if they hit you with the second one, you're just like, what am I doing here? Another thing with this card too is they can gust it back to their own hand and then replay it because it has low might. It can be bounced with Pike's Legend, it can be bounced with Rebuke, it can be bounced very easily or reused very easily with like the shovel. There's so many ways to just like bring this guy back as a way to mindlessly take resources away from the opponent that I heavily dislike this card. It feels very skillless. You don't really have to make a choice on what you have to discard, like with Sabotage or Mind Splitter. And it's just going to be a kind of a rack style deck. I don't know if have you ever played Magic the Gathering or not really?
Not in any significant capacity, no.
So there's this card in Magic the Gathering called the Rack. That says it deals
Yeah.
to your opponent equal to the amount of minus a certain amount of cards in their hand. So if they have 0 cards in their hand, they take
Okay.
3 every turn. And so they just try to discard your whole hand, and you're just top decking the whole game. And I feel like playing against this is going to be like that. Like you'll play it, but you won't be having fun. So next
I
card.
agree. I don't think it's good design. but
Yeah.
I don't think it's good card either.
Crescent Guardian. If you play a spell this turn, you may pay power as an additional cost to play me. If you do, he enters ready.
1.
Yeah, this is probably a 1. But since it's a purple card, we have to
Mm,
higher.
your minimum of 3. Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, next card.
Yep.
Stalker. When you play him, discard 1, then draw 1. I like this card.
He's like fine. He's sort of a merchant, but worse. 2.
I like it in Reanimator decks. So
Yeah.
he'll be good. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about with Elder Dragon. In Reanimator decks, he's nasty. So like decks with Soul Gorger or decks with there's that other Reanimate card. You know the one. Great card.
Yeah. The what is it? The harrowing or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, Harrowing. Yeah. So he
Yep.
also gives Reanimate decks like something reasonable to bring back. Next card, Isolate. Move an enemy
Indeed he does.
from a battlefield to its base. Then if there's an enemy unit at that battlefield alone, draw 1. What do you think of Isolate?
1.
Is it
Too specific.
probably never seeing play? Yeah. I mean, purple just has so many good cards. It's like, why would you ever include that? Lunar Boon.
Yep.
Discard 1, then draw 2. Reaction.
3, I think. I don't really know. It depends on what they end up banning and what discard synergy stuff is left and what decks want to play it. But I think, I mean, at a bare minimum, this seems really good in Aurora to me. So I'm giving it a 3.
Yeah, you're always playing this in Reanimator too, which if Aurora gets banned, I can
Yeah.
guarantee you every single Aurora fan is going to be playing Reanimator next. It's like the next thing that they're going to try to do to bring out Elder Dragon for free. So, yeah, I'll give it a 3. Enabler. Mega Tusk, 6/6, spend 3 XP. I'm going to give it a 0.
Yep. Sucks.
That sucks. Next card. Mr. Root.
He does get the adorable bonus. He is very cute. Accelerate on a 2-drop is nice. It definitely comes up that you want just to score a point late game with a 2-drop. When I move to a battlefield, gain 2 XP. That's good value. So Kha'Zix can move him into a battlefield, score, and then move him back, spending that 2 XP. So he basically is a build your own Lucian as well. I'll give him a 3.
Fuck, this card sucks so bad.
Yeah.
I want to give it a good score. I'll give it a 2. I'll give it a 2. It's cute. It's cute. It's the highest rated XP card as of right now. Besides the Rose.
Mm-hmm.
This card is a really, really discussed one on Twitter. It's the star-crossed reaction speed base removal that that purple gets. What do you think?
Yep. 5.
Dude, this card's so
Yeah.
stupid. It's so good.
Yeah.
I can't believe there are people on Twitter, like people whose like opinions I respect. They were like, "Oh, it's not that good," and I'm like, "You are crazy," because I know the tournament's gonna roll around. You're gonna have this in your deck, like,
Yeah.
it
No, it's crazy.
it is so good. Everything you want in a removal spell, man. Like, it hits base, it doesn't deal damage, it sets them back power and energy and time. It basically invalidates everything that doesn't have ETB. It doesn't trigger death knell. It's reaction speed. It can save your own guys. It's like, oh,
Yep.
so stupid.
Yep.
Stupid. Vicious Snapjaws.
I do think it would be better if it did not bounce your own unit, but it's not that much worse for bouncing your own unit. It's almost the same value. It's nuts. So nuts.
Yeah, I can't think of purple decks that aren't playing their own guys, you know? I'm going to skip Vicious because he looks terrible. Let's go to Walking Roost.
He's terrible. It's a slightly overstated, has deflect, but it gives the opponent a bird with deflect. I put him at like a 2. You can play him to give your opponent something that you can like charm into a Draven. I don't know. There's cool synergies, but seems mid.
I like this card. I'm not really certain what you're gonna do with it in purple though. I'll also give it a 2. I'll follow your lead on that one.
Yeah.
Next,
I do think it's really good design. I really like its design.
I love this card. I also like the way the art looks. It's really pretty with like the beam of light coming down on the.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Definitely one of the cooler cards.
Shout out Xavier Leroux for that art.
Yes, artist. Yep. Next card.
Yep.
I think this card is like worse than Hard Bargain, so I'm just gonna give it a 0.
I'll give it a 3. I think it's worse than Hard Bargain, but not by much. It's very similar. It's better against cheap spells that cost power, like Rebuke in general.
Yeah, for sure. The high power cost, it's good against.
So
I just think it's
yeah.
it's worse than Hard Bargain, and so you're probably never playing this ever. So, like, if you're going into a field and you're like, oh, I have room for one of these like cheap purple counter spells, which card am I playing? And then you're always picking Hard Bargain over this, so it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I do see a world where they each have their own matchups where they're better against, and so you run one of each, and you side out whichever one is worse in the matchup. I could see that being possible, but for the most part, I think Hard Bargain's better. If you go with one, it's Hard Bargain, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, the next card is one I really want to talk about, which is Angler Beast. It's a build unit. When you play me, return all units with 2 might or less to their owner's hand. I think this card is insane. I think this card is very good.
I don't. I think it's a side card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like almost every purple deck is gonna
Oh, okay.
this in some way. But in the decks that are like bouncing their own guys, like the deck where it plays the bird and discards a card from your hand, and then you play this and you bounce the bird again. Oh my god, I hate this card so much. I can already tell playing against this card is going to be miserable. I want to give it a 4 because it's going to go in almost every single purple deck, but it is going to go in the side deck. What do you think?
I don't think he goes in most purple decks. I think 1 or 2 will play him, and that puts him to like a high 2 to me. He's sided for a couple matchups for a couple decks, and that's about it.
I like this card. I think it has a lot of potential, and I think it's like it's going to be a fun build around when we get a ton of 2-drops with like ETB effects. Like you play this with the crab that comes in and card, and you play this with the bird that discards a card, and then you can like find this guy, and then you play it and you bounce all your 2-drops, and then you keep going from there, like in a fun little do nothing romp. It'd be a blast. Speaking of a blast, we've got Blast Cone. When you play this, you may move an enemy unit. When you move an enemy unit, you may exhaust this to stun it. What do you think of this card?
So I think Vex loves this, right? This is a charm plus stun already on its own. I think this also gives a charm to decks that don't have it. I really like this. It's also a way where like if they have a massive Vi or something, you can fight or flight it back and then stun it and it can't come in again and kill your stuff. I'm gonna give this a high 3.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
What do you think?
I think it's fine. I'll give it a 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cost of power, which is a little annoying. But yeah, it's fine. Next card, Existential Dread.
Existential Dread.
This card rules. It's so
Another talked about one.
Yeah, very
It is cool. Is stun an attacking unit. If it's already stunned, return it to the hand. I think this card is a 2. Maybe even a 1. Purple just has so many better options that do the same thing but better. It's not good.
Costs power, but it does what FOF does, but it doesn't return it to the hand. I like this card. I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it's probably better than I think it is. But the fact that you can do it while holding up 1 rune is really nice. I think.
True.
That's mostly where I'm coming from on this, is it lets you use your runes a little bit more efficiently. I don't know how good stunning is, though. Like, is that a thing that happens a lot? Who knows? We'll find out. Insightful Investigator.
It's not great. It's fine.
This card, Insightful Investigator, or the previous one?
Stunning in general.
Yeah.
When you play me, choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. You may pay 2 XP to choose a card from their hand. If they do, discard that card and draw one.
Fuck. It's good.
What do you think?
I hate that it's good.
Yeah,
Ah.
it's good and it says XP on it, and that hurts you. Yeah.
I have to give it a 2. I have to give it a 2.
Yeah.
I,
I think this is like a 4.
it,
I think some decks might play this with no XP as a 3 for 3 that looks at the opponent's hand.
that's crazy. I don't know why you would ever do that. Like info's,
If you're a deck that doesn't care about 2 drops, info is good.
but is it -1?
I think
Maybe. I don't know.
it's not even a -1, right?
No, it is. You just look at their hand and then
But you also get a 3 for 3 dude, which is a fine
I thought it was
like
spell.
starter. No, it's a dude. Yeah, it's an on-rate dude.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. No.
You get the ability for free.
Oh shit! I thought it was a spell. I was looking at this. I was like, "Ain't no way. That's a dude."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's a 4. It's a 4. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Why does purple get everything, man? It's fucking stupid.
Purple gets everything. Oh, and anyone wondering about tampering down Aurelio being broken after Draven gets banned, by just playing Bryn here on them, they can now run this and discard that Bryn here from your hand. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, they can do that. They can now. The best, most annoying deck can now hand rip you. Hold on. I think I
Yes,
did. You hear me when I was saying that, or we're good?
I did.
Okay. Cool.
I did hear you.
All right, sick. I was just nervous because my Discord thing didn't light up. All right, all right. Yeah, that card's fucked up. All right, next card. Scryer's Bloom. 1. Gear. This enters exhausted. Kill this. Predict 2, then draw 1. Gain 1 XP. This seems good.
So this is a stack deck that takes a turn, costs 2, and gives you an XP. So it's worse than stack deck, but it's a stack deck.
Yeah, this is probably just a 5. Like I don't,
4. Yeah, 5 is fine.
5.
It's
Probably just a 5. Yeah.
it's nuts. It's good.
I mean, like
I'm putting high 4, low 5. Yep.
you have to delay it a turn. That's the hard part is you can't just chain them together.
Yes. Yes.
Provided we don't get a bunch of garbage town OTKs happening, like you'll have a turn, you know.
Yeah, and you can do this in Aurora pretty flexibly, comfortably to find the Aurora.
And you can also,
Like it is just more stack decks for Aurora.
yeah, you can put units at the bottom too, which is nice.
Yep.
Yeah, seems good. Seems good. Sinister Poro, a long line of Poros being released throughout the last few sets. When you attack, you may pay 1 to move an enemy unit here to its base. This card seems good.
This one seems so bad to me.
Really.
This is a 1.
Oh,
Yes. I've heard many people call this good.
it costs
Yes.
power. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
It costs a power.
I've heard many people see that he costs a power and still call him good. This guy's a 1. Why would you pay 1 to push a guy back and be a really below rate 2-drop when you could instead play Vi and start out at 3 might and then go up to 25 might and kill the enemy unit instead of pushing it back to base and not pay any extra runes? This guy's so bad.
He's so sinister.
He is.
So
What a great face.
are you going to be the one who tells him he's not scary? You kind of are.
No, I couldn't do that to his face. I'm giving him a 2 just so that I don't have to hurt.
Okay, okay. Can't be the one. You played into the flavor tank.
Look at that tongue. You can't give that tongue a 1.
Oh,
You can't give those paws a 1.
he's truly evil. I have to give it a 2. All right, next is the list. Release it. Release the list.
Yes, release the list.
Hashtag release the list in the comment section below. As you play this
Yes.
tag, for example, misfortune. Oh, really? That's the first one that came.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the list, misfortune is the one that came to your mind.
Yeah, she's going on the list.
She's named in the list.
The fortune's on the list.
Miss Poro. Oh no, dude. The sinister Poro. Now we know why he's sinister. He's on the list. This card is
Yeah.
zero. This card is unplayable, in my opinion.
It's weird. It could be a decent hate card against like Ivern, but you don't need a hate card for Ivern.
Oh,
I'll give it a 1, but
all right, fine.
it might be good. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. I don't think anything about the list is good, other than
So,
you know.
bare minimum, you put one dude on the list. You give that guy -2 this turn, right? It's a 1 energy for a -2, bare minimum on a guy. But if you're able to do it multiple times, it starts being really good. So it just depends on how deck constructions end up being. It could be a really strong card.
Yeah, yeah, it's good against like tribal decks or like whatever.
Yeah.
Um, it's just not good. It's just not good. It's like man, it's just not good. -2 is just not like I think I'm spending
Not enough.
yeah, I'm like spending 1 in orange and it's giving me +5. So it's like I kind of want something that's like
This is no power, and it's to multiple guys. That's the advantage of it.
yeah,
But yeah,
true.
it is
All right, fine.
mid.
Because they should release it, I'll give it a 1. I'll give it a 1. All right.
Yeah.
Are you
Release the list, we'll bump it up.
Bone Skewer, hidden. Choose a battlefield. An opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a unit from it. They play that unit to the battlefield, ignoring any and all costs when they do stun it. How do you feel about
This card's hilarious.
accelerating your opponent's units for them?
Yeah. So this is another way that purple can pull a Bryn here out of the opponent's hand. Important note. And do it like on your own turn so that they can't get value out of it. But it kind of sucks. Like usually they're not going to have a unit that you want to take. I played this against Aurora at one point, and their hand, like, either is going to have an Elder Dragon in it, which will blow up my board when it comes down, or it's going to have a Mind Splitter in it, which steals my hand when it comes down. Like, no. 1.
Yeah, this seems fucking terrible. I'm gonna give it a 1. I just don't like. Yeah, in the niche situation of taking a Brenier, but like, what if you look at their hand, they don't have a Brenier, and you just give them a free guy? Like, fuck.
Yo. Wait, you don't need to play a unit. You can not choose a unit.
No, it says they play that unit.
You may choose a unit from it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Pay a power. Look at their hand. Nice. All right. Next card, Conscription. You may spend 5 XP as an additional cost to play it. Choose an enemy unit at a battlefield with 3 might or less. If you pay the additional cost, choose any enemy unit. Take control of it, exhaust it, and recall it. What do you think of Conscription?
I think it's going to be good in Kha'Zix. I don't know if it's going to be good elsewhere. I'll give it a 2. I'm really not sure how good it's going to be in Kha'Zix. I don't know. It's confusing to me. What do you think?
You know my metrics. You know what it says.
Yeah, it does have the word XP on it.
It's a 1. All right, next card, Evelyn, Entrancing. Champion unit. 2/2 champion unit. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Gonna be interesting when Evelyn drops.
Hidden backline. When you play me from face down on your turn, you may move an enemy unit at a different location to my battlefield. So you can bring people towards the other people.
Yep.
Play her.
This is another good one to bounce with Pike. But I really don't know how that deck's gonna end up faring. I think getting too cute with the bouncing and a hidden card that you can only play on your turn, not great. Decent in Teemo for like when they choose not to fight your hidden battlefield because your hidden's too scary. I'll give it like a high 2.
I'm gonna give it a
It's gonna probably see play somewhere, but I don't think it's broken.
I'll give it a 3. It's a 2/2. It has a bunch of text. I'm sure it's good. Doesn't say
Yeah.
so.
That's true.
Next card, Heedless Resurrection. This is a very talked about card.
Indeed.
As an additional,
So kill a friendly unit.
yeah, kill it.
Yeah, go for it.
And then play a unit from your trash that costs no more energy and no more power than the killed unit, ignoring its cost. So you have to have a you have to target when you play it, so you can't bring back the one you just killed, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Correct. You cannot.
Okay, so you just do this to bring here on your opponent's turn, which is crazy.
Yeah, so they can play around that a fair amount usually. Um, and you need a unit that already costs more than 6 energy or more, and a Bryn here already in your trash to do that. I think this is a high future potential card. I don't think if they ban Miracle decks, there is any deck to play this. So, assuming Called Shot gets banned, I'm gonna put this at a 1 for now, but a 5 future potential.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a one question. Oh no, that's me. Hold on. I'm gonna give you a one question mark, and then
Sure.
I'm gonna just say it's already a 5 because they're not gonna ban anything. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Oh God.
I think that there's still gonna be a way to pump out a Rasa with or without stack deck. So, um, like you play Jinx, you'll get 10 cards in your discard, and then this card becomes insane. I see this card in a Jinx skeleton, and I just think to myself, wow, that's crazy. Let's just bring back anything you want and do it at reaction speed, skip your opponent's turn. If you ever get to the point where you pull this off on a Bernier, I mean, it's literally a 2-drop time warp. So, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
If there's any way to pull that off, it's too broken to put below a 5 for me. Next is purple Kha'Zix. I think we already looked at a purple one. No, we looked at the orange one.
No, we looked at the orange. The orange sucked. The purple is decent. It has ambush. If it attacks or defends, gives it +2 against an alone enemy unit and gain 2 XP. He's got a power cost, but being able to jump in like that, being able to be played on turn 2, the gaining XP and the +2 might, so he goes in with 6. I think this guy's really solid. I think this guy's it's not everything you want in a champion, but it's pretty close. Probably a high 3 for me.
I'm actually going to give this one a higher score than that. I think this card is a 4. Possibly even a 5.
Reasonable. Yeah.
In the chosen champion, if you have a 2-drop and then you curve into this, it's going to be so fucking annoying to play against.
It is annoying to play against, yes.
Yeah, this seems great. This seems really good. I'll give it a 4. Next card is Maduli the Gatekeeper. Kind of underpowered. He can't be readied, but he can move.
Yes. So, I heard this guy is busted in 2v2. And I'm imagining that's because you can use this kind of effect on your teammate's turn. So you can score on your teammate's turns with this. But in 1v1, I think he's terrible.
I don't know. I like this card. I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't know.
He's just so overcosted.
Yeah, but that could be fixed. You know, you could slam a catalyst down and then you're paying for him just fine. I think this card is good. I don't know. The fact that you can play him and then hit both battlefields in the same turn, that's kind of nasty. I have to give this guy a 4.
1.
You're gonna give him a 1?
Yeah.
I read this card and it reads like a good card. Like, it just reads like a good card.
I think normally if someone makes a card like this, it's 6 energy, or 6 energy, 0 power, 8 might. And that's why it ends up being a good card. It's because the effect is a massive downside, so they overstat this kind of card. But they didn't here. They understated it.
But I also don't think the effect is a downside. I think the effect is insanely broken. Like,
Nah.
it's functionally accelerate, but it costs less. So he's 7 and 2 power for an accelerate 6 might. But
and then can never move unless his exact thing happens.
well, yeah, if your opponent occupies the other battlefield, then you can just move him right over there immediately. So he could technically,
If they are smaller.
yes, but
Yeah.
that's fine because if they don't occupy it, then you just hold and you're fine. Um, this card seems good. It seems good. I don't know why. I'm reading it and I'm thinking spending 7 energy and 3 power to clear both battlefields and score 2 points isn't bad. It isn't a bad effect. Um,
I think it is. I think that sounds terrible. I think that with 6 might go again sounds terrible.
I'm comparing it to like Ride the Wind Vi, which I guess is significantly cheaper, but it's 2 cards instead of 1.
Yeah. A card is worth like 1 power usually.
Yeah.
This costs 7 energy, 3 power to clear both battlefields with 6 might. Vi Ride the Wind is 4 energy, 2 power to clear both battlefields with 20.
But it also needs the full grave, and it also needs both cards. This is only 1 card. I'm gonna look into this card. I'm gonna think about it more. But I'm gonna give it a tentative. I'll give
All
it
right.
a tentative 3. I'll give it a tentative 3. But I think it's probably better than I'm giving it credit. It's a very interesting card. Next card is Pike Returned. 3/3 hidden backline once each turn when an enemy unit dies while it's out of battlefield. Play a Gold Gear token exhausted.
I don't have a good read on this. This is definitely the Pike chosen champ in my mind. Um, and it sort of defines his play style. But I'm not sure how good Pike is going to be. I'll give it a high 3. It seems solid. It does good stuff. It's got multiple keywords that synergize too.
I just think these keywords are like all. None of them do anything with regards to him having 3 might. He just gets mogged. And like nothing he does helps.
Yes.
So
That is currently my issue with Pike, is it is moggable.
I'm gonna give him a 2. I don't think it's that good.
Sure.
Alright. Next is Syndra. Champion unit, Transcendent. While I'm in a showdown, your spells have repeat. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Very cool effect. Big fan of the design. Most expensive thing you can do with this is repeat possession so that you steal 2 of their units. And that costs 10 energy, 3 power to steal 2 units. But I think it's just too slow, and 6 might is a bad amount. 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 1 as well. It's a cool effect. Might be cool in like multiplayer where you have more time. Or just like you can play defend the castle on one side and then your opponent
Yep.
build up to something like this. But
Yep.
yeah. Okay. This is a big one. Baron
Yes.
Nashor. I think this was insanely hyped. This is one of the most hyped cards I saw on Twitter. And casuals are
Yep.
going to read this card and they're going to think this card is fucking amazing. But you and I,
It is.
we're not casuals.
No, it
We're
is.
not casuals. All right, we're professionals.
Yeah. Fair.
We're professionals. Your opponent plays a Baron Nashor against you. They add the Baron Pit battlefield token to the board. He enters there. They score
Yep.
a point, right?
Yep.
Let's just say you're holding the other 2 battlefields already. What do you do then?
You try and steal it and take another point. I think, yeah, there is the issue that this creates a third battlefield for your opponent in a deck that is probably going to be down tempo usually. But I can't be chosen by enemy spells and abilities on a 12 might unit. Busted as fuck. How do you get rid of this guy in a spell deck? If they're not holding those battlefields, what do they do to deal with him? Nothing. Ever.
So I'm of the opinion, and this is like kind of stupid, but maybe not stupid, but I'm of the opinion that spell decks were already mid. Like they were already like low tier. Like I'm of the opinion that like decks like Kaisa were already like tier 3 or lower. So obviously this card against Kaisa, they're just gonna race it and then time warp you, or they'll double Darius you and just maybe have a pump spell.
Kaisa doesn't run Darius anymore.
Yeah, I know, but like it may change. All right, we're getting a bunch of new cards. You never know, right? But
True.
this card, like it's only good against decks that I think are kind of bad. Every other deck can clear 12 might, like not with relative ease, but sort of. Like I'm thinking about Draven.
Hmm.
You can get Draven. You can get 12 might in Draven like really easily. You can get 12 might in Miracle Draven really easily. You can get um what is the other thing? You can get 12 might in Aurora decks insanely easily. Like just running this over by battle is not that bad. Irelia does it for free, like, and then you're just giving them another battlefield to play into. So that's not good. It doesn't immediately do something on entering, despite costing 3 power. And then it does pump up your other units, which makes it you want to do it in like a go wide strategy. Um, so I don't really know. I don't really know how to evaluate that last line of text. But the first, if based off the first 2 lines of text alone, I think this is not a good card. But it's I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's broken.
You think this is
I think it's a 5. I think it changes the landscape of the game. And I think it's bare minimum a extremely strong side deck card. And at the other end, it is a card on level with Time Warp with how it breaks point tempo and all of that. Yeah,
so
I think it's a 5.
I don't really know how it works. Like if do you have to score all 3 battlefields to win, or do you just score?
Yes.
You have to score all 3.
You have to score all 3.
You
Yes.
can hold to 8.
Yes, you can also hold.
Okay, well then they can just hold. Like they can just.
But like, right. You can do things like uh go to 3 points, right? Your opponent moves everyone back because they're at 6 and they're going to score both battlefields to 8. You walk into both battlefields, go to 5, time warp, go to 7, play this guy, go to 8. Like, there's ways to win out of nowhere with this guy where your opponent is not expecting you to be able to get the points because there's just not enough battlefields for it to make sense for you to be able to.
Yeah, of course that would make sense if you could time warp into this guy, but you can't do that on curve.
You can.
Time
Time warp costs 10 and 4 power. If you have 12, you go down to 8 runes. New turn, you go up to 10.
You would have to have 12, right?
Yeah.
So you would have to 12.
Or gold. You could also have gold.
Use gold. Yeah, you could use gold. So I could see this in maybe like a Sivir style deck where you're offsetting the power cost a little bit. Yeah, like a Sivir Miracle style deck, something like that. I don't think it's
Yeah,
I don't think it's as good as everyone thinks it is. But I do think it is, like, obviously 12 might hexproof is solid, right? Like the camel was solid.
Yeah, the other thing is,
Right? Like
any deck going in to kill this wants to not waste excessive units on this, right? So you're going to be spending almost always like 13 might in there. Or you're afraid of a fight or flight, so you go in with like 15 might or something. This plus a punch first is fucked up.
you do kind of have to destroy all your own runes to do that. And I think
That's fine.
you can just go around this. Like you just can ignore it and just like play to the other 2 battlefields.
You usually can't. Because the deck that's playing this is the much more go big, I will be bigger than you in the end game kind of deck. And so they need to be able to hold those other battlefields. If you can deny holds, which decks like this that would run this can, I don't think they can ignore him.
Okay, I'm my first hot take.
It's a 5 for me.
I'm gonna do this is our
Yeah.
like, big disagree. I'm gonna give this a 1. I don't think this is that good of a card.
All right.
I think like,
Sure.
if you have this much runes, they're probably maybe not better things to be doing for this much runes, but I think equally impactful things you could be doing, like mind splittering or what's another 10 drop thing you could be playing in Aurora is like fine. A dead bloom is fine.
This is also a hit off Aurora.
It's not a great hit off Aurora, but it is a hit off Aurora. You could hit technically any unit off Aurora, but
Yeah.
I think
It's a good hit in the right matchups. Yeah.
from playing a lot of Aurora too. Like one of the ways you lose is just like Imperial Decree. So, like this doesn't
True.
it doesn't really shore up anything that like you already lost to in the same way like File Maw does, or the way the Dragon does, where it instantly stabilizes the Elder Dragon. This just kind of it's hard to evaluate, and I did playtest it when it was first announced, and I was just like, I was actually kind of disappointed. I wanted it to be insane. and maybe it will be fine, but I don't think it'll ever be as good. And this is assuming Aurora doesn't get banned, right? But if Aurora is not getting banned, I mean, you're only ever doing it to go into an Elder Dragon. Like, the Elder Dragon is the only thing you ever need to hit. And then in the Aurora mirrors, like, if your opponent plays a Baron and you play an Elder Dragon, you much rather be on the Elder Dragon side of things. So, um, competitively speaking, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I think Baron is actually good in the mirror, right? It makes your Elder Dragons bigger than theirs. It can't be targeted by the Elder Dragon when it comes in.
Okay, so just little caveat there. Elder Dragon being bigger than theirs doesn't matter because any amount of damage kills when Elder Dragon's in play. So they will trade no matter what.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
it's really not as
Yeah.
the Elder Dragon is just so much better. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's like I don't know. It's like the 12 drop Volibear in a lot of ways, where that card is insane. Like it's just a ridiculous card, but like you don't even play it because the other cards are kind of just better. I don't know. They're more impactful on ETB.
It was played though in this set.
Yeah. Yeah, it was played. It was played in what, the second played
Yes.
Bologna list, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Multiple other lists like that. Most of the highest Aurora lists I think had it.
Yeah. Yeah, he is pretty insane.
Yeah.
He's a little bit different, obviously, but if Baron Nashor is anything like that bear, I don't think it's even a mandatory in the decks like Aurora. Because I don't think that the Volibear was mandatory in the Aurora decks. But
Volibear was not, no. I think this guy will be in all of the sides, bare minimum,
interesting.
of Aurora. Yeah.
Okay, next card. Cursed Sarcophagus. Moving on. When you play this,
0.
banish all units from your trash. Top, play a unit banished with this. You must pay its cost.
Yup.
That's
This shit does nothing.
It's technically a draw 5 if you have 5 units in your trash.
Yeah?
I don't know.
No, it's terrible.
Is it terrible?
Yeah.
It has to banish all units. You don't get to pick the. Yeah, it's really bad. I'll give it a 1.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 1. If someone makes that card good, then they're crazy with it. Diana, no longer human. Ambush. When you play a spell, give her +2. I don't like this card. I don't think it's very good.
I think it's a 2. There's enough ways to make it big, and Ambush is useful enough that, like, there's maybe something there. I don't think she's worth it.
The power cost for 3 might. Ugh.
Yeah. She's too understated to start out with.
Very, very weak. I'm going to give it a 1. All right, next card. Vex.
Sure.
Pathetic. This is also very hyped on Twitter. 4/4 deflect. When an opponent plays a unit while I'm at a battlefield, stun it. They can't move it this turn.
This is a 4 or a 5 to me. This guy's nuts. Stunning any unit that comes in so they can't accelerate it at you. Deflect so they don't want to use spell removal on it. This guy's amazing.
I think that this card is good. I'm going to give it a 4 myself.
He single-handedly destroys Lilia and Rengar, who both are built around using their units the turn they play them.
Yes. It's a counter to those champions. A very direct counter to those champions. Although,
Top of 4 for me.
with 4 might, it's a little bit easier to deal with. And I'm also of the opinion that, like, if you're playing orange-red, like, you're probably not playing Rengar. You're probably playing, like, Volibear or Lucian. So, I'm trying to imagine it in those decks specifically. Like, against those decks. Against Volibear, you can pretty much ignore this. Doesn't really matter. It does stop Dead Bloom Predator, which is annoying.
Yep. It stops you doing, like, Yone Stormbringer the same turn kind of thing.
No, it doesn't.
Stuff like that. Yes. Can't move it this turn.
Oh, but
So they have to wait a turn.
you can still storm.
Yes.
And then
You can play the Yone, Uh, yes. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can still nuke the battlefield, which is like fine.
Yeah,
I'm trying
true.
to imagine this against like the dragon deck then, because that's like another deck that's probably going to be a popular orange red. This is probably fine.
I don't think Dragon will be that popular.
Really.
But there's also decks other than Orange Red.
You're saying
Keep in mind.
I'm saying like in response to directly what you're saying about Rengar and um, the decks that it counters specifically. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, against like, you know what's nice about this is like it counters Watcher, which is like
Yes.
that is so nice. Like they just like Watcher or Darius you out of nowhere. This might be a 5, dude. This might be a 5.
It's it's borderline 5 for me. Yeah. This guy is nuts.
Are you playing this in decks that aren't chosen champion Vex? That's the real question.
I There's a world where I side it for sure.
Oh,
I don't think I mean it. Yeah.
god damn. All right, I'll leave it a 4. I'll leave it a 4 for now.
Yeah.
It does seem really good. We're in yellow finally, the best color historically. Um,
First one's a 0.
yeah, yeah. All right, next card. What's the next card? Let's.
This one's a 3 to me. Black Rose Dignitary.
You just see Black Rose and you're like Yu-Gi-Oh player brain activated. Yeah,
No, I've actually tested with this one some.
this card's good.
I think LeBlanc can double her death knell, which is very convenient. Um, just solid.
Yeah, it's a good card. And Assault 1 is good, like just solid card. Anything with like Death Knell that's cheap is nice. Carrion Dredger, we got
Yeah.
2 for 1. Death Knell, play a 1 burnt. Seems solid to me. Also a 3 probably.
I'll give him a 2. I don't know exactly what wants him, but he's like fine.
Yeah, seems solid with there's a card we'll get to later on. We got the Crimson Pigeons. 3/3 that gets +2 while attacking with another unit. I like this card too, but it's not that good. I'll probably give it a 2.
I'll give it a 1.
Valid. It's nice in
Yeah.
the Ivern deck because it's just 5 might for 3. We got Heroic Charge.
While attacking with another unit though.
Yeah, you got to just send it in with another guy.
You have to Yeah, you need another unit there too, which is kind of tough to arrange because Ivern doesn't have great movement.
That's true. Heroic Charge. Action. Give a friendly unit +1 this turn and stun an enemy unit at its location. Ugh, I have to give this a 1.
I think this is one of the better Poppy cards, and I think it's a 2.
Damn, she fucked.
It is more Leona support. I just don't see how Poppy comes together. I mean, +1's like a fine little addition. Stun. Yeah, it's not very good. You can use it attacking or defending, which is decent. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, man. We got star-crossed in this set. What are we talking about poppy cards for, you know?
Yeah, this is a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Either's fine.
Loyal Poro. Next card. What do you think?
Yeah, it's another Death Knell, which is good right now in yellow. If I didn't die alone, draw 1. Draw cards is good. I'll give this one a 3 as well.
I'll probably give it a 2 just because he's not a 2-drop. But,
Sure.
and it's conditional. Like, there is a world where he doesn't get an effect for Death Knell, so.
Yep.
Next card, I'm going to give that a 0.
0.
Yeah, next
Yep.
card, Shepherd's Heirloom.
This one's interesting to me. Gain an XP equipped by spending an XP, and it gives +2. So already you just get to equip it the first time for free, basically. And then after that, it costs an XP.
Right. I'll give it a 1 because the first equip is free, so.
Yeah. I'll give it a 2. I think this could end up being good, but I don't see Poppy being good, so 2.
Valid. Next card, Soul Harvest. Kill a unit at a battlefield with 3 might or...
-1.
This is really
So bad. -1.
bad. Why is it so bad? It's not even like...
Yeah.
It's not burn, but they somehow made it burn. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so bad.
they could have done no power cost on this, and it still would not see play.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Ultra Soft Poro. This card's awesome.
10 out of 10.
Six
Look at that guy.
1600.
Yes.
I'll give you a you
Yes.
get a 19 out of 5.
So
What
I have used this guy.
I
This guy is playable in LeBlanc because when you're making your reflections, what you do, you play him in base, you move him to a battlefield, you use your legend to make a reflection of this guy who is readied, and that reflection can immediately make 2 bird tokens. Uh, then next turn, you can copy it again, make 6 bird tokens, copy it again, make 8 bird tokens, and all of a sudden you're just getting a massive bird army with these guys. It's hilarious. Big fan.
fucking awesome
3.
card. Great card design. I love that he has like a passive that you can kind of chill on him and then just build an army with him. I love cards like that, where they scale
Mm-hmm.
as the game goes longer. And then obviously he has a home in LeBlanc, so yeah, sweet card. Divining Shells. Uh,
Yeah, I think this one's a really interesting design. It's basically pay 2 to get 2 might later. Um, with a little vision thrown in, why not? I don't think it's good. I'll put it at a 2, like a low 2. But it's really interesting, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does end up somewhere.
it's an onboard trick. It's a gear. God, it just sucks though. I have to give this a 0. Like it's just such a
Yeah.
2 mana plus 2 is not good. It's not a good rate.
Yep.
Enthralling Protector. Oh shit. This guy's got a weird head. I just noticed.
Yeah, dude, the buffest bunny rabbit ever.
Yeah. He's a little too weird for me. I'm gonna give him a 0.
I'll give him a 3, I think. I mean, a 2 drop with Hunt is just solid.
What does Hunt do again? Just kidding.
It gives XP.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
You won't need it.
yeah, that's tough. Mage Seeker Investigator. Opponents pay power for each unit beyond that. The first to move multiple. What the fuck is she saying? Okay, hold on.
So if they move 2 units to the battlefield, they have to pay a power to this unit's battlefield. If they move 3 units to this battlefield, they have to pay 2 power, etc. If they only move 1 in, they do not have to pay power.
Wow.
So it's like a tax. I think this is a 1. I don't think it's good.
I'll give it a 2. I could see a world where you play this in Fiora, where they
All
like.
right, this next card. Oh, go ahead.
No.
Finish up with this card first.
Fine.
All right.
Safety. And
Yeah. This next card has the word XP in it. I need you to ignore that word XP. All right. Do not see that word XP. Skip it. Actually consider the rest of it. 5 energy, 1 power, 3 might. Pretty weak. When you play me, each player must kill one of their units.
5. It's 5. It's a 5.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a 5. I don't even know. You say less. It's just fucking
Yeah,
all the week.
it's a cold a week with no counter spell to it. Impossible to counter it.
Oh, it feels good. Yeah, that's a sweet card.
Yeah.
That is a sweet
Yeah.
card. I have to give it a 5. What are you giving it?
I'll give it a 4.
All right.
I think it's legitimately very good at dealing with the problems that it deals with. But they're so specific, it's like rogue deck dealing with rogue deck problems.
You
That like
play this in every
4.
deck, like in some capacity.
Nah.
I would, because he's a Yordle, and like you
It's cool.
you gotta make sure you're safe.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. That's important. For sure important. Yes.
Shadow's Call. Give a friendly unit without temporary. Give it temporary draw 2. This card's great.
Yeah, this is a 4. This is just a really solid draw card.
I have to say it's a 5. I mean, you play it in almost every yellow deck.
Totally fine.
Victor.
Yeah.
It's just a pop.
Victor, Lux, LeBlanc.
Yeah. Fantastic card. Well designed.
Yep.
We needed a lot more cards like this in yellow, which were just like good generics, you know?
Draw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Next card, Stalking Wolf. Ambush.
This one's interesting. Yeah, so go for it.
You may play me to its Wait, what? Oh,
So this is like Cruel Patron,
okay.
right? Where you kill a unit to play it. However, you play it to that battlefield, even if you don't have units there, which means for a moment in time you have no units at the battlefield, you don't control the battlefield, provided you're not in a combat. Um, and so you get to score on their turn with this card.
I think it's solid in Ivern, and I do like Ivern as a deck, so
Yeah,
I'll give it a 2. Solid.
that's where I would put it as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool card.
maybe a 3,
Okay.
2 to a 3, somewhere in that range.
6 might for 4 energy and a power is really nice. That's a good rate. That's a Draven rate, you know?
Yeah.
All right, next card, Star Hound. When you play me, return a bird, cat, dog, or Poro from your trash your hand. I like this card too.
This guy's good value. He's slow as fuck, but like if you're just planning on doing a hold Ivern deck where you're on that brush that gives all your units +1,
Yeah.
you play this, you add something back. Good rate. Probably a 4 for Ivern, I imagine.
It's really hard to score these cards outside of the Ivern strategy, but because they all come together and build kind of like this cohesive like thing, yeah, I'll give it a 4. And this is a nice top end that like auto pluses, similar to the Ivern that looks at the top 3. All right,
Yeah.
next card, Undying Loyalty. This card costs 2 less if you choose a bird, cat, dog, or Poro. Play a unit with cost no more than 2 and no more than whatever from your trash, ignoring its cost. This is an interesting card. It's probably
This is pay a power for a 2-drop. I don't think this is good.
I don't like
I think, yeah, the going rate for a power is a 4 might unit, and this is not getting you that. So
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I actually think that this card
yeah,
has some utility in that, like in the late game, maybe you're missing one and your opponent's been like killing that one the whole game. This can bring back that specific one that you're missing.
that's true. Yeah.
I'll give it a 1.
All right, I'll give it a 2.
All right. It's just nice because it's like modal, like late game modal.
Yeah.
Next card,
True.
Ash. This card is fucking stupid. This card is dumb.
Yes.
I'm gonna give
Yep.
it a 5. It's an easy 5.
4 for me.
It's like
I don't like hand rip existing. I don't like look at their hand and banish it. I don't like the fact that once they're doing well, then they get to do better. It checks all of the bad design boxes for me.
yeah, it is a card that it like it makes it if you're behind, it's a shutout card, and I hate that. I do not like cards that make comebacks less possible, and there's quite a few of those in this set, unfortunately. But yeah, this is just another one. And
Yep.
I feel like this card is going to be even nastier in the token strategies that are just so able to kill everything that's trying to hold. So, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
give it a 5.
Very possible.
Next card. Atakan. Interesting card.
Yes. Very strange one. Kill a friendly unit to reduce its cost by their energy and power. Ganking. When I attack, the defender must kill one of their units here. I'll give this guy like a 3. I think there's some LeBlanc builds that like him, and I think he's fine there. But he's so expensive, it's hard to run him.
He also just gets fucking owned by Rebuke. I'll give it a 1. I don't think it'll see play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Galio.
Indefatigable.
Indefatigable.
Yeah.
Right.
3 energy, 1 power, 6 might. Made me see that, and I was like, okay, this guy might be playable, because 3 energy, 1 power is such a bad stat line.
Yeah.
Deflect, tank, I don't deal combat damage. I think he's a 1.
Yeah, I don't really know what happens. Like, let's say he's at a battlefield and your
Yeah.
opponent goes in with like a 1 might unit. Does he just like go to your base? It's like, what happens there?
No, the attacker gets recalled back to base.
Oh, okay.
So he'll defend successfully. And if you have like him and a 3 might unit, right? Your opponent attacks in with a 3 might unit. His tank defends your 3 might unit still. So he is like a big tank.
This is a good card. This is legit a good card. I'm gonna give it a 3. Um, I didn't realize he recalled the units that were smaller than him.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, this is legit a good card. I know that there's been similar cards to this in other games and they've all seen play. So, um,
All right.
yeah, I'm
I
pretty.
don't believe in him yet.
We'll see. We'll see. It seems annoying to play against. Next up is your boy LeBlanc.
The other chosen champ. Assault, Death Knell, draw one if it's your beginning phase, draw two instead. So when you make a copy reflection of this, when it dies in the beginning phase, you draw two. If you use the battlefield on this that kills in a beginning phase for a draw, you draw three. Uh, However, you do have a power cost, and power cost for draw sucks because it means that you can do less with the excess cards that you then get. So I'm giving this a three. She's like fine, but she's very awkward.
I'll give it a 2. I don't know. Power cost sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
And you don't get anything ETB, and they can just kind of ignore it. You have to kill it yourself, and that feels bad. Next card,
Yep.
Sacrifice. Reaction. As an additional cost to play this, kill a friendly mighty unit. Draw 2 and channel 1 rune exhausted. Pretty interesting card. Kind of a way to convert something
Yeah.
maybe is already dying, or just a way to give you yourself some value before maybe you play like a Wrath of God type effect. So, what do you think of this card?
I will give this a three. I think there are decks that do run this and do like it, but it is really expensive to kill a mighty unit usually. Channel two and draw one, or sorry, draw two and channel one for one energy is such a nuts conversion rate. If you get this off on something that's going to die, or you get this off on a death knell that your opponent is rebuking, it is such a tempo swing, such a like value swing. So I do like it.
I imagine killing a Ferris Forerunner with this feels like doing certain illegal substances for the first time. So, yeah,
Yeah.
probably
Yep.
when you get that combo off, it's gonna feel like a 3. I'm gonna give it a 2 for now. So,
Sure.
very few decks will want it, but it's cool. The next card is super cool. This is a card that I sent in our group chat, and
Mm.
the Shard of
Yeah.
I really like this card. I think it's good. I think it's like objectively good.
I think it might see play in some Jace list that's cheating it out of the hand for cheap, but it's hard to spend a lot on getting something that doesn't give you value this turn, doesn't give you value on your opponent's turn, and at the start of your next turn after your opponent has had time to prepare kills one of their units. Like it's super slow. I'm gonna give it a one, to be honest. I think it's way too slow and too expensive to see much use.
I'm gonna give it
There could be a Lux list.
a
Sure,
3. I think
I can see that.
the cool thing about it is like LeBlanc already does well really early, and then it just like scales kind of poorly into large might units, and this really fixes that. So it's like you get that nice early game, and then you start getting the ball rolling, and then your opponent slams a large might unit. You're like, fuck, how do I deal with that? And they're like Shard of Undoing, and then it allows you to like pull back the game in your favor. And then once you get the ball rolling with Shard of Undoing, like once you get your clones going, I mean, there's really not much your opponent can do against it. So I
Yeah, I mean, this is the color of kill spells, and so I think you just would prefer to run like Imperial Decree against those big units.
that's possibly true. That's possibly true.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it could just be like tunnel visioning on that. And another thing about this card is like if one of your units does not die during the beginning phase, like let's say they kill your reflections at a different time, like in combat,
Yep.
then you just don't get any effects for this. So maybe I'll adjust it down to 2 after thinking about it. But I do like effects like this in theory. And no power cost is nice. All right, next card, Tactical Retreat. I like this card. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, so this is like the set legend. This is like the um Yi first uh signature spell, but much cheaper. I think three makes sense. I think there's definitely yellow decks that want this. Yellow Aurora has gotten so much support.
Yeah,
Yeah, 3.
yeah, yeah. That's got to be a 3. All right, next card. We've got Vi, Peacekeeper. When you attack, stun an enemy unit here. Ambush.
Yeah, 1. I think it's a Leona card once again,
She's
and it sucks.
she's a cop. -1/5. Why'd they give us the cop, bro?
Bro.
Brutal. Vi, Peacekeeper.
Vi Peacekeeper.
We're going to Ivern, friend to all. All right, I need some eye bleach.
Yep. We
Ivern,
need friends.
I'm giving him a 5. This guy's awesome.
Look at all the little friends.
So many friends, dude. Peak design.
Um,
Actually, sorry,
yeah, he's really interesting.
I give him a 6.
Being able to score a point, an extra point from holding means that he can do like I will take the brush, I will hold the brush all game, and we will get extra points through this to win. I think this is going to be a solid card in Ivern. I'll give him a 4 for Ivern.
This is probably your chosen champ? Question mark.
I don't know. I think you play both of them.
You do play both in some capacity, but this card does it's when he conquers or when he holds, he scores an extra. So
Yeah.
that's solid. I like this guy. I'm gonna give him a 6.
One thing Ivern can do is you hold to 5, use this effect, gets you to 6. Then you do Emperor's Divide, which moves all of your units back to base, and you move all of them into the other battlefield, get this effect again, go from 6 to 8 there. So he can get you 4 points in a turn at the end.
Yes, this card is great. He's a friend to all. I don't know.
He is a friend to all. Yeah.
He also creates a whole archetype like on his own, which it fits my 5/5.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think you're
Sure.
gonna give him?
I'm giving him a 3.
Solid.
I think he's good in Ivern, but nowhere else. Yeah. He's like 3 or 4.
Poppy, she sucks. I don't think we need to read too much about her. Rift Herald is an
So yeah, she can come in as a 5 might for 3 energy and a power with ambush and tank, but it's like not good enough, I think.
Yeah.
So 1. Rift Herald's very interesting.
Yeah, this card's cool. I like it.
Yeah. This can play Elder Dragon from hand.
This can play Elder Dragon from hand.
Yeah.
So more ways to cheat in Elder Dragon is always appreciated, but his actual like text ability is pretty good too. When he moves to a battlefield, look at the top 3 cards of your main deck, and then he can dig for that Elder Dragon that you want to cheat into play.
Yes.
The
Yeah, he's really good.
Oh no, not Aurora.
Well, he can only draw a unit, so he can't get the Aurora. But he just grabs something that you want to summon with him. Yeah, he's just a yellow Aurora card. He's maybe a LeBlanc card in some of the taller builds. I think he's like a 4, to be honest.
It's an incredibly unique card. I am going to give it a 3 because yellow is the worst color.
Reasonable. Yep.
Wow, it is such a good effect, though. I'd be happy to be wrong about this. His art is very
Yeah. I think in a better color, he would be a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then the last yellow card, the Ruination. Kill all units. What do you think about this card?
I think this sees play. I would put this at a 3, probably. I don't think most yellow decks play this, but I do think it sees play.
I don't like this card. I really don't like that there is a card that kills everything in the base and the battlefields. I also kind of felt this way about Elder Dragon as well. One thing I really liked about the patterns of the first 2 sets was you had to tactically place your units. Like, do I play it in the base here? Do I play it in the back rank here? And like, or do you play it in the battlefields? And like, those are kind of your big decision points. It's a lot of where the player agency was coming from in the first 2 sets. This card, Elder Dragon, a lot of the cards we're seeing in this set, like Star-Crossed as well, it takes away that level of player agency that I really liked from the first 2 sets of this game. And so, I really don't like this card. I do think it is a good card. I do think it will make control decks viable. I'm gonna score it as a 4. I think it's a strong card, like an objectively very strong card. I just I'm not happy about it. I don't love seeing cards like this. I think they're kind of,
Yeah,
I don't know.
very fair.
It doesn't score points, so there is that. Um, Playing against Victor is gonna be so annoying with this card. But that's
Yeah, so this doesn't kill gear, which means that he can play this and then tap Vanguard Armory, make 3 tokens, and be ready to double conquer. That does seem very annoying. I
yeah,
think this is just a Vanguard Armory deck card, but yeah.
yeah. Also in Lux, like you wipe everything, draw. Oh, come on, man.
Yep. Yep.
Moving on, we move into the signatures, the battlefields, and the legend abilities. We've got. I know you only have so many of these legends that you actually wanted to talk about. For the sake of time, we're almost entering hour 4 here, and
Yeah,
we can just talk about the one.
we can go quick.
Yeah, you think are like good.
Uh Jin, basically Kaisa, worse early, better later, because he can start to play 4 cost spells in a turn and ramp 4 every turn.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be basically the same as Kaisa. Rengar, we talked about him. He is good. He is strong. His signature spell is busted as fuck. You can play Bryn here on the opponent's turn. You can score on the opponent's turn. You can move units around. You can dodge damage effects. It does like everything for you. He has overstated units. I think Rengar is going to be very solid and play differently.
yes, I agree. I think
Um,
it's gonna be one of the champions that people will explore. I think red orange, like it's a color combination I love. I think it's one of the better anti-meta color combinations, and it'll be
yep.
cool to see it in this, especially with the signature spell. I love the mobility of it. The pike, return a friendly unit out of battlefield. We talked about that a little bit with the bird. It's fine.
Yeah. I think his Sig spell's underrated. I think the fact that he can kill like 3 units at a battlefield for 4 energy and a couple power is really strong. But I don't think he's going to be great overall.
Yep.
Vi is a deck that wants to take battlefields from the opponent and can't defend them well, which means she's always down point tempo and can never gain point tempo realistically. I rate her very terribly, but her Sig spell is very strong.
Yeah, the gauntlets are strong. Lilia,
Yeah.
the Bashful Bloom, play a 3 sprite unit token, ready 3 sprite unit token with temporary. This is a very interesting one to me. I really think that this is going to be better than we think. And her signature spell is really clean. The Lilting Lullaby,
Yes.
that's a good
Yeah.
signature.
She is strong.
Yeah, I think she's going to be
Strong signature spell.
out of the next.
I don't see how her deck goes together. I feel like there's a lot of like cards missing from what she wants to do, but she might just fill it in with good stuff and be fine.
Someone will figure it out. Not me, but someone will.
Yeah.
Master Yi, the Wuju Master, you have a lot of experience with this. I do.
Yeah.
Sure, his signature is great.
His signature will get played in both Yi decks, I think. Like the other one doesn't care about the XP, it just wants the might split.
Yeah.
I think this Yi is strong. I don't think he's going to be S tier, but I do think he is a very solid payoff for XP that he's giving.
I think from a design standpoint, I'm a little bit disappointed that we got a champion we already had this early on. And I am a little bit disappointed
Yeah.
that we got a version of it that is worse. It's just worse. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It's kind of weird to give us a downgrade of something we already have this early on. And it's a little
He does play very differently,
yeah.
so I'm kind of fine with it because of that. But I agree, flavor fail for sure.
Yeah. Next is Vex. Vex was a fan favorite going into this, and a lot of people were disappointed with her legend and her signature.
I actually like them. I think the legend, it's perfectly fine. I think her way of holding being stunning units instead of removing them for cheat usually is very fair and balanced. I think having a unit with disruption on it so that she doesn't auto lose to Bryn here also helps make it a fair, balanced, back and forth kind of deck. I like what they've done with decks. With Vex. I don't like the battlefields adding to it. I think once you add in Grove lets you draw 2 per turn, or Star Tip lets you draw 1 ramp 1 each turn, it just becomes like too much of a snowball. That's my only issue.
Yeah, I think Vex is interesting. I think it'll probably see a lot of play once Draven gets nerfed, which we're assuming it's going to get nerfed.
Yeah.
Like, so I think Vex is going to be
Yep.
the next like purple fixation deck that a lot of people are going to have. Greenfather, Ivern, really cool deck.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. I don't think it's going to be that good, but it's going to be probably the most hype metal card you could chase for if you're going to a regional. I'd say.
That's fair. I think he's very cool. I think he will be better than people expect him to be, but also not very strong. The Chosen Champ sucks. It's terrible. Or not the Chosen Champ, the signature unit, I mean.
I haven't read it yet. Inter's ready.
Yeah, don't bother.
As much as Volibear. Get out of here. All right, next
Yeah.
we've got the Diana.
Diana.
Seems
So decks where Legend gives energy really want to be early tempo decks kind of thing and win fast. Her signature spell is amazing, and yeah, I think would be the reason you play the deck. It's a charm and a give -2 to everything that is fighting at action speed. Um, but I don't think she's quite strong enough to be like super strong. She's like fine. She's cool, she's different, but not amazing.
I'm excited to see more of that deck. I do think it is gonna be similar to like Kaisa or like one of those decks that I just end up not wanting to play ever. But LeBlanc,
Yeah.
this is Kino. I think LeBlanc's gonna be one of the sickest legends coming from this set, like by far. Like whole new type of play.
Very cool.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Very strong.
Legend. Like,
Yep.
um,
5 stars.
definitely one of the cooler ones. The signature spell, choose a unit, play a reflection of it. Very interesting. 2 power is a lot. But it's kind of
Yeah. This is specific, like, anti certain decks, I think. If your opponent has a massive unit on battlefield, you can trade with it. If your opponent has a Yone in base, you can copy it, move into a battlefield, score a point, kill the Yone.
yeah.
Like, there's a lot of good uses for it, but it is very deck specific. Obviously, a Victor, you don't want to be copying their tokens. So, just depends on the matchup.
To see a signature spell that might be a sideboard card, but yeah, all things to consider.
Yeah, very strange.
Insane legend and champion. The Kha'Zix, it says XP. I'm sure it's fine. The signature spell.
Yeah, I mean, worst case, absolute worst case, it is purple orange Aurora deck, so it like can't be terrible.
Yeah.
The spend 2 XP, move a friendly exhausted unit from a battlefield to its base is like a way to use XP to move and like be like a opportunistic attacker. Sig spell is amazing. Move a friendly unit, move an enemy unit. Just so much flexibility. You can move either one any place that you want. So you can push them away and go into the battlefield, or you can go to the battlefield, pull them in, and kill them. Amazing.
I think Kha'Zix will be a good deck. I like just because purple orange is so nasty. And then we've got orange yellow Poppy. Yeah, all right.
Sucks.
Battlefields, abandoned hall. When a player plays a spell, they may give a unit they control here +1 this turn.
So this triggers Aurelia, which means you play like Discipline on Aurelia, give her +2. Aurelia triggers since you chose her, so that's +3. This triggers choosing the Aurelia, so that's +4. Aurelia triggers because you chose her with this, +5 off a single Discipline or On Guard.
Damn, that's crazy. I'm glad they printed in fucking Call the Week.
Yeah, for real.
Next card, Altar of Blood. If a unit here would die during combat, its controller may pay triple power to heal it, exhaust it, and recall it instead. This is a cool,
Aurora card.
terribly unplayable card, unfortunately. Unless they ban Obelisk of Power or something like that. Amateur.
I could see it in an Aurora deck, but yeah, it's... Yeah, if Obelisk stays, no shot it's getting played.
Yeah. When you hold here, you may move a unit at a battlefield to its base. This is a good card. Amateur Recital. I like this. And it's also cool.
This one's been very strange because when you hold here, the benefit for that is usually channel a rune or draw a card, which are both nuts. Move a unit from a battlefield to a base is nice, but it's usually not quite as good as like Grove of the Godwillow. So I don't know what deck plays this, but it is strong.
It feels like a nerfed Reavers, and they're just gonna ban Reavers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All All right, Black Flame Altar. Units here with temporary have shield. Okay. Dusk Grows Lab.
Yeah, it's basic.
I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, this has synergy with the temporary stuff because you can kill the temporary with this beforehand. This also has synergy with any deck that really likes to conquer, like a Rek'Sai, where you can kill your guy that's holding the battlefield to draw, and then you can go in there again to get your conquer trigger. Um, Kind of niche for that, but I could see Rek'Sai wanting something like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I could.
it's fine.
Solid card. Forbidding Waste. While a unit here is defending alone, it has -2. This is a pretty interesting card.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement tricks this game. I would not be surprised if some of the decks that can move their opponent's units pretty consistently um end up wanting this one, like Kha'Zix kind of thing, something like that.
Yes, it also can decrease your own unit's might, so you can bounce it with that fish.
Of course you're thinking about the fish. It's only during combat though, so it's hard to get the fish. Yeah.
That's so. I thought it was just when a unit is here alone. Ew, gross. Okay, get this shit out of here. All right, next card.
Yeah.
Forgotten Library. While you control this battlefield, you may play a spell. Or when you play a spell, if you spent 4 or more, predict. That's kind of cool. It's a Jin.
Yeah, Jin Battlefield, the issue is like if you do like a Consult the Past to draw 2, you draw the 2 for Consult the Past, then you've spent the 4 and played the spell, and so then you get the predict. So like you don't get to predict before the draws, which is really annoying. As I understand how it works. So, meh, not great.
Yeah, it's not great. Next up is Frozen Fortress. I like this one. Combos well with Elder Dragon.
Yeah, the other thing this one does, well, I don't think it does because Elder Dragon says your damage, any amount of your damage is enough, and this is your damage.
It's not your
Um,
card. What? That's
yes. Yeah, this does work with um no, it doesn't work with Imperial Decree. The thing this does is it creates a beginning trigger, basically. So you can reaction play Bryn here out if you want to do that route. That's basically what it would be used for.
kills tokens. Seems solid. Gardens of
Yeah.
Becoming. Oh, it says XP. Get out of here. Ripper's
Yeah, it's for XP decks. It'll be played in them.
Ripper's Bay is almost
Um,
identical in phrasing to Reaver's Row. Hmm.
No, this is a Pike battlefield.
Is it? Let's see. When a unit here is returned to a player's hand. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
That's a good effect. It's a solid.
Yeah, it's weird because Pike wants to like hide cards and also bounce things and control the battlefield, but he's also small and ramp. Like he's just trying to do a little too much, I think. I don't think it'll be good.
It's very rune intensive for sure. Star Spring. The first time a player plays a non-token unit here each turn, they may move another unit they control here to its base.
5-star battlefield. Best battlefield of the set. Insane. So strong.
Trying to see this. Oh, so you can like play a guy there and then retreat another guy back.
Yes. Gank over to the other battlefield. If you have like an ambush, right? You can play your ambush guy out, pull your dude back, and then have like your important dude protected. There's so much that this does. Mostly it's ganking, but it's also like going in, going out. Yeah, so much.
Yeah, solid battlefield. The Academy. When you hold here, give your next spell this turn repeat equal to its base cost. That's like a spell spam thing. It may come up.
Yep.
Yeah. Seems kind of double edged in some matchups too, though. So
Yeah. Giving it repeat equal to its cost tends not to be worth it. It's just like not good enough usually, but it's fine.
Trapping Grounds. When you conquer here, if you assign 3 or more excess damage, play a 1 bird unit token with deflect.
Excess damage doesn't happen a lot. This doesn't seem useful.
Yeah, and you just get a bird. Like this, and you could also give them
Yeah.
birds. It's not where you want to be. It's not where.
No.
Valley of Idols. When a player plays a unit here, they may pay 1 to buff it. Eh.
I think this is a broken battlefield for Set,
Okay.
right? Because he can just like play his chosen champ there, buff it instantly, protect it. I don't think any other deck plays this battlefield or cares about it. But I do think one deck will love
Yeah, but like, dude, like set is not good, right? Like, and also,
Set is so much better because of that one orange card that came out that counters rebuke.
I mean, true.
Like that was the issue with Set. Set died instantly to any purple deck because of rebuke, because of fall, all that stuff. And now Set has an answer to that. You can actually start considering him again.
But then again, there's no more metal cards for the Origin champions when these drop. So
There is.
there is.
There's 3 sets of it. Yes, this is going to be the final set, as I understand it,
Oh,
of Origin's metal cards.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when Unleashed comes out, you'll be able to hunt for the Origins champion one last time, basically.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, by all means, keep playing set.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Vaults of Helia. When you hold here, your non-token units cost one more to play this turn. Yeah, I don't know.
Terrible. 0 out of 10.
It's maybe like if you're playing like a ultra control deck like Victor, it like this is might as well not have an
Yeah.
effect because you're trying to not let them hold anyway. You know, like yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's useless.
It seems weird. That seems weird. And then we've got a bunch of old
Better to do Sigil and make them spend a rune when they conquer it.
facts. Facts.
Yeah, it's just over numbers left, and all the Poros are adorable. Make sure to get all of the Poros.
You have to collect all the poros, and then you also have to collect. What's your favorite of the alt arts? Do you think of the legends?
I think, oh, of the legends, I do like the Vex one. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that one goes hard.
Um,
I think,
yeah, I like Wuju Master. He's got, a nice flow
bro,
of the hair.
Ivern's
I
look
like that.
clean. Ivern's looks so clean. I hate it. It looks so fresh.
Mm,
But
yeah, Kha'Zix looks real nice.
they actually all look pretty good. The cosplay,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Damn. Cool set. Overall, I don't know how I feel about it. I have to play more with the XP stuff. That stuff's a little disappointing to me, but I do think that the top end of the cards, like the Elder Dragon, the Vile Maw, super awesome. And I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff with the ambush stuff going on, and there's a lot of like fun little combos coming out in this set. I'm excited to see if we can pull them off. But the most important thing
Mm.
is that we don't know if anything's going to get banned. Do you have any ban list predictions you want to lock in before the 30th? Because this is going up on the, I believe, the 28th, 27th, something like that.
I'll do Banless, Wishlist, Called Shot, and Aurora. Those are the two most important to me.
Really? You'd think Aurora
Yeah.
is more important than Brenier?
Yeah, I think Bryn here is like not that unhealthy. He requires you to play more differently earlier and care more about points earlier in those matchups. But like he is like one of the only ways the decks can deal with the amount of might that Aurelia can make. So like he's fine. He's not healthy long term. But if you ban him, I think you need to hit a lot more stuff to rebalance the meta.
Yeah, I agree because he's an important counter to some decks that maybe don't exist
Yeah.
or do exist or whatever.
Yep.
I think my ban list wish lists would be I would probably like to see one of the purple consistency cards get banned or I actually don't really know. I think if you banned everything that killed a gear, I'd be happy with that. Akshan getting banned. That'd be
Yeah.
yeah, so I could just Aurora and then not
Yeah.
worry about it. um I don't really have a ban list wish.
Oh god.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough because I've played this game like professionally for like since it's come out now, and I've come to like enjoy all of the strategies that are existing at the top level, and I enjoy playing them. I enjoy playing against them, and I enjoy watching them. Um, I guess if I had to pick a card that I would want banned, it would be probably Stack Deck. No, not Stack Deck. Called Shot. That's the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all kind of blur together in my mind. Purple card that draws card.
Yep.
Yeah, probably call it.
Yo,
And I don't think that the format really needs anything else to be super healthy or like fun. So I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it needs like a combat nerf on the Draven ruling or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting. What do you?
they said that they're not going to change rulings for balance purposes. So it's like been explicitly not a thing. Um,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's not gonna happen.
I think Draven being nerfed would be good. I think if you take away the four cost chosen champion and Reaver's Row from, he's a fair deck. The legend is strong but decent. Yeah.
Jeez, man, that legend is
It
something else. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens regardless. I think it's gonna be obviously well considered from the Riftbound team regardless, and um, yeah, I think no matter what happens, it'll be fun to play. So thank you for joining me. If you
hopefully.
watched all fucking 4 hours of this for whatever reason,
Hell yeah.
go subscribe to Dimitri RV on YouTube. Get our boy to 1,000 so he can start being more of a professional and earning that sweet, sweet ad revenue. Did you even post your deck profile from the last?
No, I did not.
Oh my!
No, it ended up being so late afterwards that things came together that I just didn't bother.
You got you.
I don't know. Should I post it now?
I think you should put out.
I'll definitely put out something.
Bef-
I'm gonna be putting out this weekend. I'm planning on putting out like a game on each of the new decks with a build that I have for each of them.
That's hype.
Um,
I'd watch that.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Check out Dimitri.
So check that out.
And for everyone else, you did it. You made it to the end of the Unleashed review. We'll see you guys in the next.
Congrats.
Peace.